The University of Oklahoma, Cade Cavalli, he'll be making his fifth start this season. He's 0-1 with a 4.60 ERA and 15 2/3 innings pitched. He struck out 13, but what really stands out is the 12 walks. Hasn't given up a home run, but can get a little wild at times. StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. It's Cade Cavalli's arsenal, and he's got a bunch of them. He's got two different types of fastball. He's got the four-seamer and the sinker. He throws about 50% of the time combined. Then he's got the curveball, the sweeper, the changeup, and then rarely he'll throw a cutter.
So here we go. Little sun starts to fight through the overcast. Adames stands in. Giants trying to keep that offensive momentum from last night going. It's been a slow start overall for the Giants offense, but they exploded last night, and Cavalli's sinker called a ball to start the game here this afternoon. Have to pay attention and see if the glare becomes an issue off the hitter's backdrop. This mid-afternoon start time, Adames shows bunt and takes a strike.
We'll have to see how patient these right-handed hitters are today. It's not a team that walks a lot, but he has walked a lot of right-handed batters this year.
It's kind of a weird breakdown of his results this season. Fastball called strike two. Brennan Miller, he's the home plate umpire for this game. Got Ryan Wills, the crew chief Chris Conroy, and Jen Powell out there alongside Brennan.
Yeah, 9 of Cavalli's 13 walks this season have come against right-handed hitters, although righties are only hitting him about 100 batting average against.
And he blows away Adames with the fastball to start the game.
Well, let's check out the national defenses brought to you by Walk-Up Personal Injury Law. From left to right, we have Lyle, Young, and Wood, and then around the infield from third to first, we have Vivas, Abrams, Nunez, Garcia Jr., and Drew Millis will be doing the catching today for the Nationals.
I saw Adames kind of looking up at the video board and almost chuckling as he walked back to the dugout. Fastball right down the middle. I think he was wondering how he swung and missed at that one. Now 97-mile-an-hour four-seamer. Rise takes strike one. Giants had 18 hard hit balls in the game last night, season high. 10 runs, season high. 3 home runs. They'd only hit 9 all year before last night. Rise fouls that one back.
Looks like Cavalli's feeling pretty good about his fastball, in particular his sinker, early in this game. He can run it up there to 96, 97 miles an hour, has some good late sink to it. 5 straight sinkers in this game.
Young manager of the Nationals, Blake Butera, looking on as his young right-hander delivers the 0-2. Rise stays alive. Rise has had a good track record of success against the Nationals over the last several seasons. A lot of reps against him from his time with the Marlins, going back a few years ago. He's played a lot of games in this park. He pulls that one foul.
And I mentioned the right-handers and the fact that he's walked a bunch of righties this year. Well, against lefties is completely opposite. The majority of his strikeouts have come versus lefties, and he hasn't had a lot of walks against lefties. So it's an interesting reverse split with Cavalli.
Now another foul ball. That one headed right to that Nationals dugout. Spanish audio is available today on the SAP channel. Rise overall hitting .319. Some more good defense from Luis in last night's game. 0-2. Up and away.
Yeah, and his defense was noticeable last night. He made some really good plays to his left, and when you have Logan Webb on the mound, you know you're going to get a lot of ground balls, and you have to have your infield defense be solid, and they were.
That one's outside. 2-2. You got Adrian Hauser, who's going to start today for the Giants. Another guy who, when he's right, there'll be plenty of ground balls. Giants pitching staff as a whole is ground ball heavy, and it puts a premium on the infield defense. The early returns on Rise this year have been excellent. He fights another one off foul. This is turning into just a classic Luis Arraez at bat. This will be the 9th pitch of the at bat coming up after he fell immediately in an 0-2 hole.
Just a typical Arraez at bat, seeing a bunch of pitches, fighting off good pitches, and typically putting it in play.
He lines that one over the third baseman and into left field. Base hit, Luis Arraez. Wow.
Well, he got rewarded. What an at bat for his first at bat of the game. And I mentioned he usually puts it in play. Well, he was rewarded with a base hit to left field, and that's what he's so good at, just shooting that ball the other way. Allows him to stay on the ball a lot longer, see it deeper into the strike zone, and man, he's got that swing down to a T.
You said it last night. It's always worth repeating. Shortest swing in baseball. We measure that stuff now, all the camera technology. So Arraez aboard, a 1-out base runner in front of Matt Chapman, who takes ball inside. Chapman continues to pile up the 2-out base hits. Now, it's not a 2-out situation here, but the RBI hits. Chapman's had a lot of the biggest hits on this road trip. Arraez looked like he was thinking about going, sort of started and stopped, and Chapman took the fastball for strike one.
Yeah, it seems to be that the right-handers, at least early in this game, are going to see some more pitches from Cavalli. I mean, they've seen the numbers. They've seen the walks against righties. Not as aggressive as we saw them against Littell last night.
Now a throw over. Arraez dives back safely. I think the Nats in their dugout probably noticed the same thing we did. We're thinking it's a possibility that Arraez would be running.
Yeah, the one thing Chapman's been doing too against righties, especially righties like Cavalli with sinkers, is he's staying inside the baseball, shooting it the other way. It's wide open to the right side.
Now a swinging bunt towards third. Vivas charges, has it, and he throws out Chapman. A taste of Chapman's own medicine with a pretty good play at third base. Arraez goes into scoring position.
Yeah, and Vivas has to be quick because Chapman, he hustles out of the box every time. He got jammed a little bit there over the top. Vivas comes in, makes a nice strong throw on the run, and then gets Chapman by a step. Good play.
So 2 outs now, and an opportunity here for Rafael Devers, who had an RBI double in last night's game, but mostly had a pretty quiet night. First pitch, Devers takes strike one. And Rafi, I mean, it's a good sign, I think, for the Giants that the offense produced the way it did without a big night from him, but might still be feeling a little left out.
Well, perfect time to join the party.
Perfect. Devers a little late. 97-mile-an-hour fastball, 0-2.
Yeah, Cavalli's four-seamer. I mean, we talked about being a first-round draft pick. He's always had a good arm. Took him a while to get to the big leagues. Dealt with some Tommy John. Missed a couple years with that. But that four-seamer with that carry up in the zone plays a lot harder.
Now time. And a pitch clock violation. So instead of 0-2, it's 1-2. You don't see it in that kind of scenario all that often. And maybe Cavalli just was having a hard time getting the exact pitch that he wanted from his catcher. Devers stays alive just barely through the changeup, and then it got a piece of Millis, the catcher. That one hurt.
Sure did. That'll rattle the cage right here a little bit. Right off the bottom of his mask. Interesting pitch selection, though, with Cavalli. After you blow a fastball by a guy belt high and he's late on it, might as well just go right back up there even higher to see if you can get a swing and miss. He slowed it down with the changeup to see if he goes back to the fastball.
He does, and he struck him out. So Devers continues to have some swing and miss issues. Giants get a hit, but no runs. Nationals lineup today looks like this. James Wood, who had a big home run in last night's game, out in right field again, batting first. Garcia at first. Tenna, the DH. Abrams, Young, Dalen Lyle, Nunez, Vivas, and Millis, the bottom part of the order for the Nats against Giants right-hander Adrian Hauser.
Yeah, the 33-year-old right-hander. He's Making his fourth start of the year, 0-2 with a 5.06, looking for his first W.
And the first pitch that he throws gets launched to left and gone. What a way to start.
Yeah, that's not very nice. Greet the pitcher with the first pitch home run. Just trying to get ahead. James Wood was sitting all over that fastball. 7th home run of the year for James Wood. We saw last night the power that he has the other way. He hit a 450-foot home run to left center last night, and Adrian Houser just saying, all right, let's steal strike one, and James Wood says, not so fast. I'm going to show off my pop the other way.
So a run on a pitch. It's a good ratio for the Nationals. Not so good for Houser and the Giants. Big smile from young James Wood. 1-0 Nats. And a pop-up into shallow center field. Gilbert coming in. And Gilbert will call off Ramos for the first out.
Check out StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. Adrian Houser's 2026 pitch arsenal. You're going to see a steady dose of sinkers and four-seamers. Got two types of fastballs he throws about 58% of the time, and then he'll throw the changeup, slider, and curveball in that order. But it also depends on what side the hitter's hitting from. I think today he's going to see a lot of lefties. 8 out of 9 will be left-handed batters.
Curveball misses to Tenna. Tenna had a lot of good at-bats last night, and he got rewarded by jumping up in the batting order. He's hitting third today. 1-1. Another Houser curveball.
I think that's been the issue this year with Adrian Houser, has been the sinker. I mean, he uses it a lot. He's getting hit pretty hard this year.
A very important pitch for him. It's the pitch when we saw him with the White Sox last summer. He just dominated the Giants with a lot of sinkers, and they were nasty. Little topper foul on the changeup. It's 2-2.
Yeah, 323 batting average against the sinker this year. And the Nats, as a team, hit the sinker pretty well. They're at a 342 batting average against the sinker, so not a great combo. So I'm guessing Houser's going to attack lefties a little different today.
I missed with that one, so now the count runs full, 3-2. That was an issue for him going back to last year, and it's something that he's got to work on. The Giants are very confident that he'll make those adjustments. He almost hits Tenna, though. That's ball 4, sinker. 1 out walk.
Let's check out the Giants defense. It's brought to you by Walkup Personal Injury Law. From left to right, we have Ramos, Gilbert, and Lee around the infield. Chapman, Adames, Arise, and Devers, and then Patrick Bailey will be doing the catching today.
Giants manager who is looking to keep the momentum from last night and from Thursday afternoon going. Throw over. Tenna dived back safely, and then Devers didn't handle the throw cleanly. So even if that pickoff throw was on time, it hit the dirt. Ball 1.
Houser pitching for a ground ball here, and he can do that. He gets a high percentage on the ground, but it's usually when that sinker is on point.
C.J. Abrams to center field, sending Gilbert back. 2 down, right on the edge of the warning track.
And he smoked it. Pitch down in the zone. But a good jump by Drew Gilbert. Those are sometimes the hardest balls to judge, are those line drives off the bat. But he got a nice first step back on that ball and made a nice play.
Giants defense has not particularly supported Houser well in his early Giants career, so I think that's been a point of emphasis for this start today, as it always is. Sinker for ball 1 to Jacob Young.
Especially the infield defense. They haven't converted a lot of ground balls into outs at inopportune times. First righty that Houser's, and only righty that Houser will face today.
Tenna back standing. Well, you don't think of Jacob Young as a power hitter at all. I mean, he's really known for his excellent center field defense. He already has 2 home runs this year, though. Not a real big guy. 2-0. Command is not perfect in this first inning.
No, it hasn't. And that's what you look for, especially a sinker ball guy. You look for that early command, what the action of the sinker looks like. Is he getting late life to it?
There's a strike. Even with that one, 8 balls, 6 strikes in the first. Trying to settle in. 2-1. On the ground to second, Arise. Throws out Young. So the Nationals get the one on the leadoff homer by Wood. Schmidt. Middle game of this 3-game series. Last stop on a 3-city road trip. Giants and the Nationals, and Casey Schmidt against Cavalli, the Nats right-hander, who's pumping fastballs in the strike zone at the start of this game. He had a much better ball-to-strike ratio than we're used to seeing from him in the first inning. He's had some real command issues this year. Off the outside, 1-1.
Well, he struggled in his last. He didn't get out of the second inning against the Pirates. He had 3 walks in that inning in the thirds. Gave up 4 runs. So he obviously figured something out in between starts, because you're right.
He definitely has the mustache game going.
It does. Well, Raleigh fingers light right there. Working on the full Raleigh.
Still a young man. Might take him a little longer than it did Raleigh.
Yeah, you got to work on that one.
27 years old, from Bixby, Oklahoma. Both starting pitchers today are from the state of Oklahoma. 1-2 to Schmidt. Another ball pulled foul. That's the slow curveball.
And he's got the curveball, the knuckle curveball, and he's got the sweeper too. And he just started throwing a sweeper this year, and he throws it just like his curveball. He just changes his hand angle just a little bit, gets more on the side of the ball. It's been a big pitch for him against righties this year. He hasn't given up a hit on the sweeper all season.
Schmidt hangs in there. There's the sweeper, and that was not exactly like the full throttle Casey Schmidt swing.
Now he throws the curveball about 83, 84, but then the sweeper will come in around 86, 87. So it's about 4 miles an hour difference and a little bit different break. So I'm moving more away from the right-handed hitter Schmidt.
Casey, foul ball. Schmidt got into one last night, that's for sure. This was the full throttle swing right there.
Yeah, he short-armed that swing. Ball was coming in on him, moving in on him. I believe it was a changeup that he hit out. Just a matter if he was going to hit it fair. Plenty fair. Another hard-hit ball by Casey Schmidt.
Cavalli, I mean, he stepped off, which you can't do with nobody on base, so the catcher, Millis, immediately runs out. You got to burn a mound visit. And the umpires give the pitchers a little grace on that, because I think by the letter of the law, that should have been a pitch clock violation.
Yeah, and that's what catchers are taught to do. If they see a pitcher that's getting close to that pitch clock violation, then you just get out of the squat and go see them. And then you use the mound visit and don't get dinged.
One and two to Casey. Well, he's fighting. Arise had a long at bat and ultimately got a hit. Now we're seeing Casey Schmidt have an extended battle. That was 98 miles an hour on the inside corner.
Yeah, this is the first look the Giants have had versus Cade Cavalli. He hasn't faced a hitter in this lineup, so first time through.
Could be a little info gathering. That was a foul ball. Schmidt hit it down off his foot or shin guard or something. It rolled out to third, but a foul ball. 6 straight fouls. This one hurt the most of all of them, though.
Yeah, it's a sinker moving in on him and right off the knee.
Ooh.
Ouch.
Lord.
I don't think it got him right on the kneecap, which even hurts worse, but nonetheless, that squared him up.
Next at bat, he might wear catcher's shin guards to the plate. He got him. That was a good fastball. Schmidt had a battle there, but he goes down swinging.
MLB Plus is new for 2026. Stream MLB Network 24/7 and select out-of-market games every week. Plus live radio broadcasts of every game, Game Day 3D, Big Inning, and minor league action. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus to subscribe today.
You get a lot of stuff with that. Jung-Hoo Lee, 1 out, bases empty. Lee takes a strike. Giants minor leagues are just piling up wins. So if you want to follow some of those Giants minor leaguers, it's been amazing to kind of just peek in on how the 4 full season teams are doing at the start of the year. I think the most wins by far of any team's minor league affiliates so far this season.
Well, Randy Wynn smiling right now.
Because Randy does, he does put an emphasis on winning games at the minor league level. Lee, a little soft liner that's going to get down. Jung-Hoo Lee's good road trip continues. A 1-out single for him.
Stay hot, Jung-Hoo.
In front of Elliot Ramos, our powerful performance brought to you by Xfinity. It was Elliot last night, first home run of the year, just a missile to center field. 107 off the bat, 416. And he was celebrating that one. A lot of that frustration and emotion came out.
Yeah, he celebrated that for about 6 innings.
He did.
And then took it probably back to the hotel and continued to celebrate.
So here he is against Cavalli, taking ball 1. And Tony Vitello thought his at-bats where he made outs. He also had a walk with the bases loaded to drive in a run. And the Giants manager thought that his at-bats where he made outs were also as impressive as a collection of at-bats he'd seen from Elliott. Long pause and a throw over. Lee dives back safely.
18 hard hit balls, as you mentioned already last night, season high. Well, Elliott had 4 of those. So that just goes to tell you right there that even when he was making outs, they were loud outs. And that's a step in the right direction for sure.
Bruce Bochy is here. It's great to have Boch here. And he and I were talking about Elliott before the game, and he reminded me of a series a couple of years ago. Giants went down to Texas to play the Rangers, and Elliott just hit every at-bat of that series. He hit a ball hard. 2-0 to Ramos.
It's funny how managers remember certain things, but you have to be, you see a lot of at-bats, a lot of pitches over the course of Boch's career. For him to remember that day, that says a lot, right? That was an impressive day for Elliott.
He lines that one to left field. Lyle is going to watch it. One hop against the wall. And a little bobble out there. Lee's going to get the go sign. Here comes a relay. He will slide, and he's out at home plate. Giants are going to check. There was enough of a bobble in left field where I think Hector Borg decided to give it a go. But the relay from Abrams was a good one, and the Giants will not challenge.
Wow, it was a tremendous replay. What a throw by C.J. Abrams. You couldn't have had it more on the money right there. And I like the aggressive send by Borg right there. Like you said, he saw the bobble. They don't have strong arms in the outfield. It looked like C.J. Abrams had to go down and dig that one out on the relay and just threw a perfect strike to home. Everything had to go right there to get Lee at home.
So now Gilbert, he takes a curve for strike 1. Ramos just obliterated that ball. He hit it 112 miles an hour.
Might have been the hardest hit ball he's hit all year.
Gilbert, who had his first home run of the season last night. Trying to get the Giants on the board here. But behind in the count 0-2. Jung-Hoo got up and dusted himself off, and I can't tell what Dave Gresher and Justin, Jung-Hoo's interpreter buddy, are looking at. Jung-Hoo's in a little bit of pain, huh?
Yeah, that's not good. He didn't get a great jump because he wasn't sure if that ball was going to get caught and left. So he got a late jump on that ball, but you still thought that he had a chance to get in.
0-2 base hit into right field. Here comes Ramos. Wood's got a good arm. The throw is up the line, and Ramos will score standing. That's a big hit from Drew Gilbert, especially behind the count. 2 strikes, and the Giants have tied the game.
Yeah, especially with 2 outs, too. I mean, after the lead gets thrown out at home, could be a momentum killer, but Drew Gilbert comes up there and gets a huge hit early in this game and drives in a run. And I love the send by Hector Borg once again with Elliot Ramos and 2 outs. He took a chance, put the pressure on the defense and James Wood's arm. And fortunately for the Giants, it was off up the line a little bit, and Elliot Ramos was was able to slide in there easily.
Because he did have a chance, even with 2 outs going on contact. Wood had a chance to throw out Ramos there.
Yeah, the ball was hit hard into right field,
which is good for the hitter, not always great for the third base coach and the base runner. Gets out there faster. And now Patrick Bailey. And Patrick could just use some success at the plate. Takes a ball. That's the slide with Lee. We were looking at Dave Greshner.
That's where you worry more about the upper body injury, like a shoulder, falling on that shoulder and rolling on it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they were looking lower body or upper body, but based on that slide, it looks like he might have done something to the shoulder.
Jung-Hoo still in the dugout, but Dave Greshner is acting like they might walk down into the tunnel.
Greshner's looking down, so maybe something lower half.
I think so. Almost like he was trying to flex out one of his legs. Yeah. Trying to test out a foot or an ankle. We'll keep an eye on that. 2-2 to Patrick Bailey. Watch him at the end of the slide. He kind of reaches down, maybe.
It goes toward the right ankle.
Looks like he wants to stay in the game. And no hitter. Gilbert got back safely. No hitter wants to leave a game when you're swinging a hot bat, and Jung-Hoo's been hot.
No, you can't wait to get in the box right now. Everything he's hitting's hard.
All right, if he's grinding out the iPad, then
it's a good sign.
He's going to stay in the game.
Either that or he's watching the replay of the play at the plate.
Bailey, foul ball. It's been a long inning here for Cavalli. Giants have grinded out some longer at bats against him. Almost like that last step with his right foot. He kind of jammed it into the ground and then went into the slide. I think that's where the pain came from. Bailey goes down swinging on the changeup. But 3 straight hits for the Giants, even with a runner thrown out at the plate. The Giants tie the game. A lot of the Giants. Jung-Hoo Lee stays in the game. You can tell, though, he is not feeling 100%. So hopefully that'll work itself out as the game goes on. Dave Greshner gave him the okay to stay in there, and he's going to have to make a play right away because Dalen Lyle, the first pitch of the inning has been not great to Adrian Hauser.
No, home run by Wood to lead off the game, and then first pitch of the second inning, all over another sinker.
Well, Jung-Hoo looked okay there. Now Nasim Nunez. Chapman's going to come in. There's definitely a bunt possibility here. Hauser throws. Nunez not bunting. He takes a strike.
Actually, the hit that Lyle had was on a slider, so Hauser kind of expecting some early contact with these hitters, tried to change it up, and Lyle wasn't impressed.
Throw over Lyle. Back safely. Giants tie the game with 3 consecutive hits. And a good relay by the Nationals executed to cut down Jung-Hoo Lee at home plate. Otherwise, the Giants would have had a couple runs in that inning. Nunez hits a pop-up. That'll make it back into the seats. Good Saturday crowd here at Nationals Park. It is a really nice place to watch a game.
It's a beautiful day too. 4 o'clock start. Come watch a game. Go grab dinner afterward. Walk somewhere around the ballpark.
Squibber foul. The whole neighborhood here has just boomed. When this park was first built, and it's a long time ago now. It's been a year, 20 years or close to it. When this neighborhood was first starting up around this ballpark, there wasn't a whole lot here. Now they're everywhere. That one a foul ball.
Well, the left side's wide open if Nunez wants to go over there.
Sure seems like he wants to.
Yeah, he's trying to go that way. Not going to bunt anymore with 2 strikes, although it's there if he wants to. We've seen hitters do it before, and wouldn't be surprised with Nunez's speed if he's thinking about it.
On the ground, we'll see. Adames booted it. Oh my goodness. Well, you got to make sure you get one. Adames knows that. They get nobody.
And so it goes for Adrian Hauser. You know, we talked about it last inning. He's kind of been that tough luck pitcher this year, especially in innings like this where, you know, he makes his pitch. You think he's going to cash in 2 outs for the price of 1 right here, and Willie just comes up on it. He wants to get the play. He wants to make the play himself right there at second base. It was going to be a field the ball, step on second base, and try to get the out at first. He knew he had to be quick because of Nunez's speed, and just came up on that, took his eyes off the ball, and kicked it.
Ball 1 to the third baseman, Vivas. It's only 16 games, and it's not a lot of power, but a .316 batting average for the lefty. 2 on, nobody out. Bottom part of the order here with some help putting some pressure on. That's a good changeup.
If you're Adrian Hauser here, you gotta flush that. It already happened. Nothing you can do about it. What you want to do right here is try to pick up your teammate. Why don't you give him another ground ball, see if you can get another double play turned. Nobody that feels worse than Willie right now.
Changeup missed. 2-1. Well, you can't make a problem worse by issuing a walk here.
Yeah, and it seems to me like he's thinking about it a little bit. You just got to, like I said, you got to get back on the mound and you got to refocus and think about what you have to do to have them put the ball on the ground again.
He walked him. That's a big mistake. Mistake behind him, but it's the 8th place hitter. Now the bases are loaded with nobody out, and the Nationals are starting to think big inning. Patrick Bailey's going to come out.
Yeah, just going out there. I mean, obviously he was upset. He got the ground ball he wanted. It didn't happen. It's the big league. Sometimes that happens, but the last thing you can do is compound that. When you're hitting the bottom part of the order, the 8 hitter, you got to just go out and attack. Stay confident, believe in your stuff, and believe that you can get another ground ball if you have to.
And the Nationals' best, most dangerous player is now looming on deck. So you got the catcher, Millis. Lefty hitter. Bases loaded, no outs. Strike 1, just poured one in there. On the ground, Chapman is going to come home. They'll get the out there. Bailey to first, not in time. So Chapman decided to come home, cut down the lead run, so nobody scores, hoping that there would still be an opportunity for a double play. Not quite.
No, Millis for a catcher actually got down the line pretty quick. Being that he's a lefty, he's already a little bit closer to first base, but I like the play by Chapman right here. You're trying to get two. And Millis just beats the throw, and now you got your work cut out for you with James Wood.
Yeah, that's the one issue with deciding to make that play. And I'm not disagreeing with Chapman, but instead of maybe 2 outs and 2 on with a base to play with, 1 out, bases loaded for this guy who hit a home run on the first pitch of the game. Now Hauser misses with a changeup behind in the count 2-0. There's nowhere to put him.
Nowhere to put him, and already saw what he did with his fastball. Had a tougher time with breaking balls this year.
Changeup again, 2-1. Danger zone right here, right now. Bases loaded, 1 out. That's a strike. It's 2-2.
Yeah, caught James Wood in between. I mean, he is a really good fastball hitter. He's struck out 32 times this year. 20 of them have been via the breaking ball. So that's the way to attack him.
2-2. Wood stays alive. He went back with the changeup.
He struck out a couple times in last night's game, and with Logan Webb, he froze him on a fastball, and then he got him on a breaking ball looking later on in the game. You got to keep guys like this guessing in the box.
Hauser has not had a strikeout yet. This would be a big time for his first. Trying to keep the game tied. 2-2. And he hit him. So he hit him with the curve. That'll force in a run. Nunez scores. Wood goes to first. Still only 1 out with the bases loaded.
Yeah, that's really frustrating right there, because you feel like at that point you have a pitch to try to strike him out, and he just overthrew a curveball. He tried to make it too nasty and ended up yanking it down and in. And look at Wood, he doesn't even move. He just sits there and just takes it. He knows he's going to probably get hit with it.
Well, here's Garcia. Bases still loaded. He rolls the first pitch on the first base side, foul. Well, it's not like this has been an explosive rally. Lyle had the base hit to start the inning, but then the error, then a walk, the fielder's choice, and a hit batter. Garcia rips it into right. That'll score 2. Lee's throw gets cut off, and it's 4-1 here in the second inning.
Yeah, now that's where the free passes really start to bite you. The walk to the 8-hitter, Bebas, and then the hit by pitch to Wood, and now this could turn into a really big inning. See the breaking ball down. Just shoots it right through the right side and scores 2. Nothing they could do about it right there. Lee has no chance to get the runner at home, and Justin Message is going to go out and settle down the righty.
Tried to at least. Pretty quick visit. Second one of the inning, though. And again, not all of Adrian Hauser's doing, but now trying to do some damage control. There's such a long way to go in this game, and the Giants look like a much more confident offensive team now in these last couple days. The Nationals pitching has not been great. Their bullpen has been taxed all week long. Got to try to hang in the game here, give yourself a chance. First pitch swing and miss by Tenna, and then the ball squirted away, but not far enough for Wood, who's over at third, to break for the plate. Garcia also stayed at first.
This is where you really got to bear down if you're Hauser. Like you said, I mean, the offense is showing some life, already hitting some balls hard today, but you can't let it get too far out of control.
1-1.
Giants need an Adam ball right here on the ground.
Really big miss. The changeup misses. Easy takes.
Yeah, just getting under the ball a little bit, kind of pushing his changeup rather than getting on top of it and getting good extension and finishing it down in the zone. You're not going to get a ground ball up there.
away. 2-2.
Keeping Garcia honest over there at first base. He has one stolen base on the year, but you don't want him to sneak attack you and try to steal second here. You're trying to pitch for the double play.
2-2. Tenna on the ground and past Chapman. So that'll score another run. It's 5-1. Right off the end of the bat. Tenna's got another hit and an RBI.
It's good hitting right there by Tenna. You saw him last night. Had some good swings. Got 3 hits in the game last night. Picked up right where he left off today. Walked in the first inning and then just takes a pitch away, moving away from him. Doesn't do too much with it. Doesn't hit it great, but just right down the line. Just a great approach. Chapman playing off the bag.
So now Abrams, and a curve misses, ball 1. We're at the point here where the Giants might have to start thinking about the bullpen.
Yes, they will. Is Stern down there right now?
2-0. Just not real sharp.
No, he's laboring right now. You can tell he just does not have a ton of confidence in his release point with any of his pitches.
You got a guy who's been doing a lot of damage lately. C.J. Abrams at the plate. Make one of those mistakes to him and you can really pay for it.
Yeah, you don't want to miss up against Abrams. That's where he's been doing a lot of the damage. Is balls up in the strike zone, whether it be a breaking ball or a fastball, doesn't matter.
Abrams to center field. Gilbert quickly back, running out of room, and he'll catch it up against the wall. Abrams just missed one. Out number 2.
I thought he got it. I thought he got it. The way Gilbert was going. Biggest part of the ballpark right there, 402. He hit a 401. All he needed was another foot to get that out. It's a fastball up. I just mentioned he likes the ball up there, and he thinks he might have got it. The wind might have actually played a factor in that, knocked it down just a little bit. Gilbert right up against the wall. Abrams.
Now Young pops a bunt up, and it's caught by Bailey. The Giants say thank you, but the Nationals get 4 and back ahead 5-1.
We'll receive youth flip-up sunglasses presented by Bank of America. Get tickets at sfgiants.com/promotions.
It's kind of a cool shot from the roof here at Nationals Park over to the Washington Monument. We can't see that from where we sit. We can look down through some of these buildings and see the dome of the U.S. Capitol building. That's a cool sight.
Yeah, it's a great view up here in the clouds.
It feels like we're on top of the Washington Monument. Yeah, that's where we are. And just up to the left, sort of between the rooftops, is the U.S. Capitol. On this beautiful April day, Giants have a lot of work to do after a 4-run inning for the Nats. Adames takes a ball, 2-1, and it was just a sloppy inning. A defensive mistake that was really costly, a walk and a hit batter that fueled the rally. Just bad taste in the Giants' mouth right now. There's a curveball for a strike. It's 2-2.
Yeah, and how do you get rid of that bad taste? You jump right back on them and answer back. The Giants weren't able to have their shutdown inning in the bottom of the second. Prevent them from having theirs.
2-2. In the dirt. So a full count. I wonder if the hitting conditions are going to start to deteriorate a little bit. You have some of those shadows between the mound and home plate. Doesn't seem like it would be too debilitating right now, but Adames, a hard hit smash and backhanded at third. Vivas throws him out. Good play.
Yeah, good play by the third baseman, Vivas. Another hard hit ball. Keep swinging it. Keep hitting it hard. Good things will eventually happen. See the play by Vivas, the backhand on the one hop, and then a real strong throw across the diamond. Gets Willie by a few steps.
That's where it does just feel a little different right now. This Giants offense, you're down 4 runs, but with a lot of ball to be played today. And some players starting to heat up. Does not at all feel like this game is over. Maybe a week ago, it might have felt that way.
Just thinking the same thing. A week ago, this was almost insurmountable with the at-bats that we were seeing from this offense. Right now, it's a lot better at-bats. You have some hope.
Rise ahead 2-0. Rise had a great at-bat his first time up and ultimately lined a base hit. Cutter in for a strike. Was that a Rise who was unhappy with that swing?
I heard someone yell. Well, I don't think it was Luis. Maybe. He's got him right where he wants him, though, with 2 strikes.
He'll use his timeout here. Foul ball again. Cade Cavalli's going, seriously, we're going to do this again?
Yeah. So frustrating for a pitcher, like a guy like Arraez at the plate. I mean, I used to hate facing guys like Arraez because you'd make a great pitch and he would just barely get a piece of it and foul it off, and then 8 pitches later he's getting a hit.
He's got another little soft liner and a dive. That was no catch. Not caught. So Luis Arraez has seen a ton of pitches. He's frustrated Cavalli, and he's 2 for 2.
Yeah, I mean, so frustrating. I just mentioned it. I mean, you might as well just play your left fielder right where he just dove right there. Just play him right there. I don't tired of giving up those hits. If he hits one over your head, tip your cap. But that's the second hit he's gotten out there today.
Good effort by Lyle, and he kept it from going by him. Now Chapman. Curveball hangs high, or a sweeper. Chapman grounded out. Took a good defensive play to get him back in the first inning. This will be interesting to watch, though. You made the point that nobody in this Giants lineup today had faced Cavalli before, so now second time through, even just that little extra info of one at bat.
Yeah, just kind of see what the sinker looks like in the box, what the four-seamer action is, breaking ball.
Low.
File it in your database, and then when you get up to the plate, you're at least aware more of the shapes of the pitches. And not that it means you're going to get hits, but the goal is to get better at bats or recognize the ball out of the hand a little quicker.
Big opening on the right side if Chapman had a chance to take advantage of that. Ahead of the count, 2-1. Chapman bounces it toward third. And a bobble! And nobody available for Vivas to try to get an out after that bobble. So the Giants made a defensive mistake in the bottom of the second. Now the Nationals commit an error here in the third.
Yeah, and they made the Giants pay for that defensive mistake. We just saw a pretty good play by Vivas before, but he tried to turn that too quick. They weren't going to get Chapman at first, but Vivas trying to be quick to second base to get Luis Arraez the lead out. Because of that, mishandled it. And we'll see now if the Giants could take advantage.
2 on, 1 out for Devers. Devers goes after the first pitch, and it's a fly ball into shallow left. 2 down.
Well, he went up there hunting a fastball. He was still a little tardy on it. Just can't quite seem to time up the heat right now. 96-mile-an-hour fastball middle in, and just got jammed.
And now Casey Schmitt with 2 outs. Schmitt struck out his first time up, but he saw a lot of pitches from Cavalli. He sees a first pitch curve here. Strike 1. So Schmitt got a lot of info in that first at bat.
I saw 9 pitches in his first at bat. Saw every pitch the Cavalli features.
That's where they'll lose the battle but maybe win the war. This would be a spot where, in a higher leverage situation, he was leading off in the second inning. Here you got 2 on, 2 out. Maybe you put that info to good use.
Yep, get a breaking ball up in the zone or something up. Hit it out of the park.
He got a sinker and he topped it foul.
Cavalli's been doing a good job of mixing up the 4-seamer and the sinker. They're about a mile an hour different than each other, but there's a little bit of movement on that sinker. Even if it's the top part of the zone, he's getting some movement down.
Schmitt stays alive. Curveball. It's almost like the Nats watch Schmitt pull those hands in and pull a fastball over the left field wall last night, and they're pitching him a little differently here today.
Yeah, showing a quick bat inside right now.
Another 1-2 on the way. Schmitt pulls it down the left field line. Lyle chasing, and he's not going to get it. It's a base hit, and then he bobbles the ball. Here comes Chapman through a stop sign. He's safe at home. Man, Chapman read that the whole way beautifully and scores after the little mistake in left field. Casey Schmitt comes through with the hit, and the Giants are feeling like they're right back in this thing.
Well, they are right back in this thing. Nice job by Casey Schmitt. Didn't hit it hard, but when you're hot, you're hot. And the left fielder, Lyle, tried to deke Chapman right here. Puts the glove up. He actually deked me. I thought he might catch the ball. But the bobble right there is what Chapman saw, and he was going all the way. Borg was saying to stay at third base. Chapman ran right through it. That was a good decision by Chappie.
Yeah, and I think
Casey's fired up.
Look, you're a veteran player. The timing of a play like that, you're watching. You notice that bobble.
The play's right in front of you.
Yeah, it's okay to make your own decision on a play like that. Just great base running there.
Especially with 2 outs. Why not?
He earned that sip of coconut water.
All right, Jung Hoo. Chance to knock another run in with 2 outs.
Giants forcing the issue on the bases. Tony Vitello loved that about last night's game. Lee, who had a hit his first time up against Cavalli. Jung Hoo takes ball 1. Then he was involved in the play at the plate, was thrown out, and looked like he might have hurt himself. Maybe the right ankle, we were kind of just guessing, is what they were looking at. Two 2-0. First base is open. Ramos is on deck. Now Elliott, in the blink of an eye, has gone from the most struggling Giants hitter of all to a guy who looks like his old self.
And what you do is you provide a little bit more length in this lineup now, right? Protect Lee when he's swinging a hot bat. Now you got to contend with Ramos behind him.
Now the official score, by the way, says single and 1 RBI, but no error. Like, you got to either give Casey a second RBI or call an error.
Exactly. Well, why is he at second base if it's not a double in inner, right?
I mean, he says advances on the throw. Well, okay. Well, then Chapman scored. It's got to be 2 RBIs. Not that it's that big of a deal, but either give an error or Casey gets 2 runs batted in.
Casey will tell you it's a pretty big deal.
Lee takes a strike.
Shave an RBI off his total at the end of the year.
Well, and I think the bobble created the play there, but like that just makes no sense to me. We move on. 3-1. Good hitters count for a hot hitter. Jung Hoo to third. And this throw is right there for out number 3. But a good answer for the Giants. They get 2 back on the board. It's a 5-3. Sports Bay Area app. Download it now. So apparently now they have given Casey Schmidt 2 RBIs for that hit. So never mind.
All's good.
I'm fine.
Everybody's happy now.
Giants are down 2, but this Giants offense feisty. Now they need Hauser to find a way to settle in. Hauser's not been sharp with his command at all.
No. And this National offense is feisty, and they have been all year.
Yeah, very much so. That one lined into right center, kind of into no man's land. Gilbert will go into a slide, and that was going to be a double no matter what. Dalen Lyles 2 for 2.
Well, that's how we started off last inning with a base hit from Lyle. They batted around in the second, and they weren't able to get that shutdown inning in the second. The Giants answered back. Now a double to lead off the third. Another 2-0 count on another sinker. So Hauser's not putting himself in very good position right now as far as falling behind in counts early.
Square. Nunez bunts. Chapman calls off Hauser and throws him out. That moves Lyle to third. We thought he might do it last inning. He didn't. Now he does it here in the third. Puts down the sacrifice.
Good fundamental baseball, trying to manufacture a run here in the third inning.
Ball off the bat of Dalen Lyle, by the way, 110 miles an hour. He's at third, 1 out. Infield comes in. And Bailey's going to throw behind. They picked him off. What a throw by Bailey. He saw Lyle getting that extra long lead. Chapman snuck in behind him. The Nationals are asking for a minute. We're waiting word from the Nats dugout. Still waiting, and no challenge. He's out.
Wow. What a mistake by Lyle right there. And what a throw by Patrick Bailey. Well, we know he's got a quick release. And Chappie there, seeing Lyle get off the bag, was right there, make the good tag, but
well, that one pulled down the right field line, foul. And we know Patrick Bailey is struggling offensively. He knows it. Everybody knows it. But I mean, the dude still can help you win games in a lot of different ways, and that is a big time play.
It's such a momentum shift too. I mean, completely kills the momentum for the Nats.
0-2. Vivas takes a ball. Four-seamer. We haven't seen many of those here today.
No, I thought we'd see a lot more of those four-seamers up in the zone today, but it's been a steady dose of sinkers.
Through the sinker there, missed with that one.
Well, the defense lets Hauser down last inning, and they pick him up here in the third.
2-2. Little broken bat roller to third. Chapman scoops this one up, and that turns into a scoreless inning with some help from the Gold Glover behind home plate. Four dealers. This was such a memorable game. 14 years ago today. Melky Cabrera walk-off single, bottom of the 11th inning. Giants beat the Phillies 1-0. Kane went 9, gave up 2 hits and no runs. Cliff Lee went 10 and never gave up a run. And finally, against the Phillies bullpen, Melky Cabrera in that magical 2012 summer. The Giants won 1-0. Our Ford play of the day. Elliot Ramos takes strike one.
The milkman.
And did Elliott challenge? I was too busy reveling in Melky Cabrera. ABS powered by T-Mobile. That was not particularly close.
No, and in that count, I mean, I know a 1-0 count changes in a bat sometimes, but I don't know if that's the time to do it.
Now you're down to one challenge. You know, we asked Tony Vitello right as the season was starting about his philosophy. Was he going to put any sort of, restrictions on players and when they could challenge? And his answer to us was no. Early in the year, he wanted to give everybody the freedom, even though they had spring training. He wanted everybody to have the freedom to just feel like they can use it if they're convicted. And maybe as the season goes on and you notice trends and players are comfortable, uncomfortable, whatever, then it might change. 1-2. Ramos, foul ball.
In other words, if you get a bunch wrong, stop.
Yeah, we might have to have a little conversation. But early on,
put the stop sign on.
Yeah, figure it out. Ramos doubled and scored a run in the second. Did he go? Oh, yes, he did.
That looked like he did.
So
good breaking ball by Cavalli.
It's the 5th strikeout for Cavalli.
Check out from the side. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Here's Gilbert. Gilbert had a big hit. An RBI single with 2 outs and 2 strikes. So Drew has come up to the big leagues and is having a nice series here. He's also been patient, taking a lot of pitches. That's something the Giants need more of. Not just for the sake of it, but over anxious, helping pitchers out. Not taking walks when they're available. 2-0.
Especially when you go into a game knowing there's a guy that's struggling to throw strikes consistently like Cavalli has been. You don't want to help a pitcher like that out. Get him into a groove and get him confident that he can attack the zone.
Cavalli got the call. Gilbert shakes his head yes. 2-1. Just kind of clipped the bottom of the strike zone that time with the curveball. Strike 2. Changeup.
And you see the take right there by Gilbert, 2-1 count, and that's why what you're talking about as far as taking some walks, being able to go up there and seed a bunch of pitches, is that wasn't a pitch that he felt like he could do anything with. And so you swing at the pitches you feel like you can do damage with and take the ones you don't.
Gilbert wasn't thrilled with that swing. 2 down.
He's not thrilled with it because he just had seen that pitch in the previous pitch, and I think he felt like that he had a pretty good idea what the changeup looked like out of the hand, and he was still a little bit out front and frustrated that he was off balance.
I'm not a mind reader, but I just got the sense that he wasn't that happy.
You have ears, though.
Yeah. So now Bailey, 2 down, nobody on. What a throw in the bottom of the 3rd to help his pitcher out. It's that fastball right down off his foot.
No, that's not going to feel good.
Hurts enough to be a catcher before you start fouling balls when you're at the plate with the bat in your hand.
And even though he has the shin guard and the foot guard, it can still find some flesh, some bone.
Ball, 1 strike to count. Giants, some of these longer at bats. I mean, Cade Cavalli's up to 83 pitches now. It's only the 4th inning.
He hasn't had an inning where he's thrown under 20.
Big swing and miss. If Bailey could find a way to reach base and make him work even harder in this inning, the bullpen's going to get started for the Nationals.
Yeah, they don't have many starters they let go past the 5th inning. Now, Cavalli has had one start this year. He's thrown 6, but he's only threw 84 pitches in that start.
Good take there on the curveball. 2-2. There we go. They're getting revved up down there. It's aerobics time. Fouled away.
Yeah, you see a lot of pitchers doing that arm stuff. I mean, you see Logan. Logan does it before he pitches. A lot of these guys.
You never did that?
I don't think I could have got away with that. I got made fun of. I'd have to go back in a private room and do that. I couldn't do that in public.
Bailey down the left field line, slicing away from Lyle, who dives and doesn't catch it. Bailey with the big turnaround first, but he'll stop there. Patrick Bailey has himself a 2-out hit.
Well, that's got to feel good for Pat. In fact, he makes a good defensive play last inning and then comes up to the plate and gets himself a knock. A nice effort by Lyle once again. I mean, we've seen him dive a couple times today, and both times he's come up with the ball on the short hop. Kept Giants runners at first base.
So here's Adames. Mitchell Parker is the guy who's warming up in the pen for the Nationals. Parker, who is one of 4 left-handers, and with the left-handed hitting Arise, who's 2 for 2 on deck, maybe getting ready for him. If Adames reaches, the Giants may get Cavalli out of this game. Throw over. Bailey had a huge lead over there. He took 1 half step back and stepped on the base. He's probably not going. Adames got robbed last time. Scorched a ball on the third base line. And he takes a strike.
You talk about the 2-foot lead that Bailey has at first base. I'll never forget Kirk Reeder, Woody, came in to pinch run. Ed Vosberg for the Phillies was on the mound. Had the best left-handed pickoff move ever. They said, Woody, he's got a great move. Don't get off the bag. He did, and he got like 2 feet off. Still threw him out. He did. Locked him up at first.
Oh, man.
He thought for sure Vosberg was going home. He was looking into the plate. All of a sudden, he looked up, and the throw is at first.
You're out.
Funniest thing I've ever seen.
2-1 to Adames.
Still can happen.
No, Woody, we meant stand on the base. That one high and tight. So 3-1 to Adames, who can zero in and try to do some real damage.
This is the count to do it. 1 pitch, 1 spot. Unload.
(3-1). Adames hits a fly ball into left. Kind of a late break for Lyle, but it's hanging up there, and that's out number 3. Maybe just missed one there. The Giants push Cavalli, but they don't. We're in the top half of this 4th inning, but it's a much more confident Giants offense right now. This game's a long way from being over.
They're in it. They're in it. Now they just need another shutdown or another 0 put up by Adrian Hauser. See how long they can do that and come back in this game.
Yeah, and Hauser, he did take advantage. He got a great defensive play from Patrick Bailey and ended up having a very quick inning and didn't allow a run. So let's see if maybe that can help kind of build some momentum. You got the 9th place hitter Millis, who's now behind in the count 0-2. Hauser has not retired the leadoff hitter yet in 3 innings. He also has not had a strikeout, not one.
No. It's a good time to get your first one. Accomplish two things at once. Get the first hitter out and get your strikeout.
Millis way out in front, but got the bat on the ball. Really hardly any swings and misses, I think, in this game either. Giants, meanwhile, have done a really good job against Cavalli. Strike 3 called. Sinker with that action coming back to the corner, and there's the first strikeout.
Yeah, and I think Millis thought for a second that he might challenge that pitch.
I think he should have.
It looked like it was inside just to the naked eye, and then see him look at it right there. He's like, I'm not quite sure. They have 2 left. That probably would have been a good time for it. Yeah, that's way off the plate in, but that's where Pat Bailey comes into play right there.
Wood, first pitch swinging to left field. Ramos underneath it. 2 down.
We talk about pitch framing and how much effect it's going to have with the ABS. Well, I think it still has some effect. I think it still has some value, because with guys that he made that pitch look like a strike to the umpire, and then the hitter, you get a young hitter that questions whether or not he should do it. Well, it paid off right there.
Definitely value. And the number, I mean, that pitch is like an extreme example of it, but the numbers have already borne it out. He's still doing about as good a job or better as anybody in the game of stealing strikes. There's strike 1 to Luis Garcia. One ball, 1 strike. Changeup. He's had some big misses with that changeup.
And they've been up. They've been up in the zone. Like I said earlier, it looks like he's just getting underneath that pitch a little much, pushing it.
That was a better one.
Yeah. I mean, with the changeup, it's obviously a different grip than your fastball, but you still have to think same hand position and same arm slot as your fastball. And what you do is you have to think fastball, but you just have to reach out a little bit more, and you have to get more extension. You can't try to make it slow down with arm speed. You still have to sell the arm speed.
Trying to make this a quick inning. The Giants are down by 2 in the bottom of the 4th. Garcia on the ground to first. Devers has it, and he'll flip to Hauser covering, and that indeed is a 1-2-3 inning. So maybe settling in. We'll go to the 5th. 5-3 Nats. Giants.com/Bochy. He's here in Washington, D.C. We've been hanging out with Boch around Nationals Park. Giants trail 5-3, 5th inning, and time for a change. Switch to Comcast Business for all in connection and protection your small business can rely on. The left-hander Mitchell Parker, who was a starter last year, pitching out of the bullpen now for the Nats, takes over for Cavalli.
Yeah, he's had a good start this season, although this is only his 2nd appearance. He has 5 strikeouts in 2 innings.
That's a little bit of an eye-opener. Luis Arraez, who went 2 for 2 against Cavalli and saw a lot of pitches against him, now in an 0-2 hole.
The Giants' first look at the lefty Parker. Saw 3 relievers last night in the game, got a couple runs against the off the bullpen. Parker in for this pocket here of Arraez, Chapman, and Devers, the 2 lefties. That makes sense.
Hooked on the ground to first. That'll be taken to the bag by Garcia himself. So Arraez makes an out for the first time. 1 away for Chapman. But it also sort of figures, Sean, that he's a good contrast to Cavalli. So totally different style pitcher. Maybe a guy who can go multiple innings, but definitely gives a much different look.
Yeah, he made 30 starts for the Nats last year. Did Parker.
Ball 1 to Chapman. Chapman is 0 for 2, but great base running. They did go back and look at that play again in case you're scoring at home or worried about this kind of stuff. And they decided to give an error to the left fielder Lyle, give Casey Schmidt 1 RBI, and say that Chapman scored because of the error, which I can buy that. I think that's legitimate, but you still give Chapman a lot of credit for just excellent heads-up base running. Most Giants base runners, or most base runners period, would not have turned that into a run, that little bobble.
Absolutely not. He did that all the way from first base. I don't know if it's underrated, but because we talk a lot about Chapman's base running, but it is one of the things he does best. I mean, he's, in my opinion, probably the best Giants base runner on the team.
1-2 to Chapman. He did not go.
And what makes a good base runner? Exactly what we just talked about. Just taking advantage of little mistakes by the defense. Let's check and see if he went. Kind of looked like Elliott's swing. This time it went Chappie's favor.
Elliott's over in the dugout going, wait a minute. I think he's happy that Chapman lives to see another pitch. Pulled sharply foul. And look, the Nationals pitching staff is struggling, so I'm not saying it's equivalent. The Giants have seen some great pitchers this year, but the quality of the at-bats, the length of the at-bats, forget even just the results. The Giants are just battling hard right now. That's high, 3-2.
Well, they're also gaining confidence as they're going. I mean, the bats are better, but they're also getting better results out of these at-bats. And you know, you're looking ahead to who you're facing when you get home. I mean, you're going to have good at-bats against those type of pitchers. Yamamoto, Ohtani.
3-2, pulled foul.
Glasnow, you may not always get the best results, but if you can stay in some at-bats and get pitches out of those guys, I mean, that's kind of the goal.
It's lined up right now. The Giants will see Yamamoto, Ohtani, Glasnow, Alcantara, Perez. First 5 games of the homestand. 3-2. Chapman fouls that one back. That's about as hard of a 5-game stretch as you could draw up.
That's a good. That's a probably if you threw those 5 guys together in the same rotation, you'd have the best rotation in the major leagues.
Yeah,
and it wouldn't even be close.
9th pitch of the at bat here to Chapman with 1 out and nobody on. Giants down by 2. Parker. Chapman lines that one to left. Lyle will dive, and I don't think he caught that one. Man, it's been an adventure for Lyle, and not for lack of effort. I mean, that was a really tough play. He says he's all right. He's been rolling over his wrist and glove a bunch of times.
He's getting his uniform dirty today. I mean, that's the 3rd time we've seen him dive. Came up with 2 of them on the short hop, and that one it looked like he might have had in the pocket. Oh, the ball just goes underneath the leather. But that was a catchable ball. Would have been a great catch. Chapman's pumped. I mean, 9 pitch at bat. He got rewarded for a hard hit ball.
Now Devers left on left. Ground ball immediately towards second. That's one. The throw to first. Got him double play. Well, so it goes for Rafi Devers right now. Is really scuffling at the plate. Giants get a hit. No runs.
Tuesday to take on the Dodgers. See the Giants take on Shohei Ohtani and the Dodgers Tuesday through Thursday at Oracle Park. Get Dodgers Giants tickets at sfgiants.com/tickets.
Hauser trying to make it 3 efficient innings in a row. Giants hanging in this game. They were down 5-1. It's 5-3 here in the bottom of the 5th. And a swing and a miss by the 3rd place hitter Tenna, who continues to give the Giants a lot of problems. Had a big game last night. Now he's got a walk and an RBI single here today. 2-1. On the ground to second. Arise. Throws him out. Paying attention to all these Giants fans that are here, and there are a lot of them in DC. This gave us a little chuckle. Now, JT Snow, do not take that personally. Take that as a compliment. The guy's got your jersey. He's worn it all these years. Here we are in 2026, and there's another number 6 whose last name starts with an S, who's really playing well in Daniel Susac. I just don't want JT to see that and take it like the wrong way.
Absolutely not. I mean, Susac probably doesn't have a jersey yet in the dugout store. I mean, it's probably too soon for that.
Oh, so come on. They're pumping them out now. They're going to be there when we get home.
When we get home, you'll probably be able to get one, and you'll be able to have 2 number 6 jerseys. and if Susac takes an 0 for 3 or 4 in his next start, just rip that tape right off.
All you got to do is peel it off, and you're back to JT. All-time Giants great. 0-2 to C.J. Abrams. That's a liner, foul. Abrams, who last time up just missed what would have been a home run to straightaway center field.
I mean, looking back on that at bat, that might have been the biggest. If the Giants come back and win this game, that could have been the biggest at bat of the game. The ball staying in the yard.
5 feet maybe from being a home run and a 3-run homer. Instead, he was out, and the next batter was out, and that was all the damage done.
Was it? They batted around, but they were only able to get 4 instead of 7 out of that. And since then, Adrian Hauser's faced the minimum. 7 up.
One and two. He had a 9-pitch third, a 10-pitch fourth. Soft roller. Hauser breaks over to cover. Devers feeds and got him at first. Nationals want to check it out. Abrams turned around though and immediately headed back to the dugout.
Yeah, Abrams didn't seem to think that he was safe. I thought it was a lot closer than that. Let's take a look at it. Abrams has speed, gets out of the box. Nice flip by Devers. Hauser's there. And it looks like he just gets him.
Oh, way out.
By a lot, by a good inch.
At least an inch. 2 down. That was a good play by Devers. We saw Devers was out on the field working hard today. Over at first base. He had Ron Washington. He had Tony Vitello over there. I know Devers right now, he's so frustrated by the way the offense is going. That went into right field. Base hit for Young. There were so many things we loved about JT Snow, but he was such a smart player. Giants pulled the hidden ball trick out. That was 1999. Davey Johnson was not that happy about that.
Chris Brock. That play works like once every 9 to 10 years.
Well, that was the hidden ball trick for the 1990s.
JT always tried to find that edge on the field. And man, can he pick up his infielders too.
I read an interview. Kerry Crowley talked to Paul Taboni, who's running the Nationals now. He's their baseball president and a San Francisco native and a huge Giants fan and a graduate of St. Ignatius in the city and played baseball at Cal. I mean, Paul Taboni, Bay Area guy through and through. And Kerry asked him about, because he went to so many, he watched every Giants game, he went to so many games, and he asked him his favorite moment, and he said JT against Armando Benitez.
Oh my gosh.
Just for one single moment.
Yeah, I was a big fan of that one as well.
Yeah.
I think it got me off the hook that game. I had my ankle in a bucket of ice up in the training room, but I heard it before I saw it.
1-1 the count. That went out to left field. Ramos still going back, maybe getting a push by the wind, but plenty of room, and that's a strong inning for Hauser. We'll go to the 6th.
Schedule. It's brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. Final game of the series here in DC's tomorrow. Then the Giants return home. They're going to have an off day there on Monday before the Giants and the Dodgers renew the rivalry. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then they close out the homestand with 3 against the Marlins next weekend.
So back home, curveball to Casey Schmidt. Tony Vitello telling us before the game he really feels like these 2 games here in Washington, he really wants to keep the good positive feeling going, because as he said, we just haven't played well enough at home in front of our fans. And Tony was saying, man, you know, because for him all of this is new, right? He's seeing fan bases in ballpark. He's been to tons of big league games in his life, but seeing it from that perspective, and he's like, the more and more I see, the more special I know Giants fans are. And the point is, with that tough homestand coming and the Dodgers looming, just play well this weekend and feel really good going back home.
Absolutely. You want to play your best in front of your hometown fans. I mean, really, that's what it comes down to. And
Schmidt skies one to right. Wynn pushing that one. James Wood caught it.
And you have to take care of business at home. I mean, it has to be a place where you go to where you know that you have an advantage based on the energy of the fans, just based on the home cooking, sleeping in your own bed. It has to become an advantage for you. I mean, rarely do you see a team win a division or win a World Series or playoffs that don't have a good record at home.
And it was a lot more positive at the end of the last homestand against the Phillies. Here's Jung-Hoo Lee taking a ball from the lefty Parker. Giants were down 5-1 in this game. They got 2 runs back in the third, but since then it's been a stalemate. Lee's 1 for 2. Ahead in the count, 2-0. Foul away. Lee, that one got in on his hands. Two and two.
Good slider to hit right there. 2-1 count. Not giving in was Parker. I mean, being a starter last year, making 30 starts, he's obviously got the pitches that he needs in his arsenal to get both righties and lefties out. But I can tell based on the arm angle, he's a lot tougher on lefties.
Lee, just a little punch shot into right center field. That's channeling Luis Arraez right there. Jung-Hoo Lee with a beautiful 2-strike swing.
Yeah, that's great bat control. And when you're seeing the ball well, even when you're off balance, you're able to keep the bat through the zone and still find a way to get the barrel to it. Look at that. Just wow. I mean, he doesn't get the lower half in it at all, but the bat to ball skills right there ends up finding some real estate in the outfield for another hit. Jung-Hoo Lee, that's second on the day.
So here's Ramos. Elliott checks his swing. Lee wears number 51 because his favorite player was Ichiro. And he looked like Ichiro.
Very Ichiro-like right there. I think you got Ichiro beat on a good pitch. You got him out front. Nope, not so fast. Just fillets it into left field. Or
Ramos, big swing there. And now he's behind in the count 0-2.
Yeah, you mentioned that walk he took last night. So impressive, and the fact that is that he saw 4 pitches at that up the top part of the strike zone he was able to lay off of. And that's been the big pitch he's had a tough time with this year.
Well, last one was way up out of the strike zone. Ramos rips that one down the left field line toward the corner. It is gone! Elliot Ramos has come to life in Washington. And he's flying around the bases. Tie game 5-5.
Well, he swung at a pitch up in the zone, and Parker tried to go down in the zone with an off-speed pitch. Elliot Ramos was all over that, right in his nitro zone. And wow, did he throw a celebration coming around second base. That was fun to watch. You see the breaking ball up. It's not a bad pitch. It catches the inside part of the plate. But Elliot showed some quick hands right there, turned on that pitch, hits a line drive out to left field. Willie pounding the chest.
Oh, man.
Celebrations the last 2 nights after Elliot Ramos' home runs have been epic.
And he talked about it after the game. You know, he spoke after the game about how it was sort of a release of a lot of built-up frustration. That's part of the reason why he celebrated the way he did. Ball 1 to Drew Gilbert. Man, what a swing that was. Giants have had some beautiful 2-strike hitting in this series. Gilbert had a 2-strike RBI single, his first at bat today.
Sometimes you shake your head at some pitch selection. A nice slider there, but sometimes the pitch selection by the opposite, or your own pitchers for that matter. But after you see a guy swinging a fastball up like that, to go back down, I don't get it.
What's faster, Ramos's legs moving around the bases or his lips talking to Adames? I mean, he is talking a mile a minute.
Yeah, you saw it. Who is that right there? That's Willie? Yeah, you see him use the fingers right there like, oh, he keeps talking. He doesn't stop talking. There he is. I say the lips are moving quicker than his jog.
Yeah, now see here, what I did, Willie, was Gilbert back out of play. Gilbert's trying to hang in against a lefty. Ramos, the thing about Ramos, you go back a couple of years, he destroyed left-handers. Last year that kind of went away. Be a great weapon if we got back to that version of Elliott. Gilbert strikes out swinging.
That's a tough matchup for Gilbert.
Yeah.
He's had a little bit more difficulty against the lefties in his short career that he's had so far. And Parker's a tough lefty to face with a slider fastball combo. He did not look comfortable at all in that at bat.
But with Bader on the injured list, with Oliva on the injured list, tie game. Gilbert's your best defensive center fielder. Bailey takes high. Not going to take Gilbert out of the game, even though that is a tough matchup for him.
Yeah, you want to keep his glove in center field. I mean, you could always move Jung Hoo to center, but we're still only in the 6th inning. Maybe later in the game you make that move.
Bailey pulled it foul. Patrick got a hit his last time up, so he's 1 for 2. He's made maybe the defensive play of the game for the Giants, and really, you think about the Abrams ball that didn't go out, and then the play that Patrick Bailey made kind of has allowed the Giants to hang around and now tie this game.
Yeah, the Nats were looking at an add-on run that inning. They had a runner on third with less than 2 outs.
Patrick picked him off with a beautiful throw. The 1-2 in the dirt with the curveball. Well, you and I said it early in this game. It's a different feeling right now. Put aside the Nationals pitching has struggled. Nationals just went to Milwaukee and Pittsburgh on a road trip and went 5-2. 2 really good teams. Pirates have played really well. We know the Brewers are one of the best teams in the league. Another foul ball.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they did it with their offense. I mean, their offense has been scrappy. They've scored the most runs through this many games that they ever have in the history of their franchise, well, at least the Nationals franchise.
And they've had a lot of, I mean, this is the franchise of Soto and Harper and Rendon and Ryan Zimmerman. So it's not like they've lacked for offensive firepower.
No, and we're seeing it again today with the 5 runs. Well, so far at least, and 5 more last night.
One thing about Bailey, he's seeing a lot more pitches today. He took that one low, so he's worked the count full. 3-2.
Good take. 7-pitch at bat. You just might have to be. This might be the time of the year when you face a team, you just have to outslug them. They were able to do it in game 1. It's still got some game left, but they could do it here in game 2.
3-2. Bailey goes down. So he battled there. That was an 8-pitch at bat. Ultimately strikes out. Elliott Ramos got behind in the count. He did not strike. Tied this game up at 5 after an Elliott Ramos 2-run homer. Hauser couldn't field that ball. Arise does and throws out the speedy Nunez. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th.
Brandon Bell Celebration Day is 1 week from today. The Giants welcome the baby giraffe back to Oracle Park next Saturday for a pregame ceremony, and that's going to start at 12:15 p.m. honoring Bell and featuring additional Forever Giants. The first 20,000 fans will receive a Brandon Bell Aloha shirt presented by Super Duper Burgers. Get tickets at sfgiants.com/promotions.
That's the first pitch ball in, 10 hitters for Adrian Hauser? So early in the game, he was falling behind in the count over and over again. Now he's been getting ahead of the count. And guess what? He's pitched a lot better.
Imagine that. Strike 1. It's a big pitch.
Ryan Borucki, and you know who he's getting ready for, the big boy. There's a strike. You got the 8th place hitter up now, Vivas. The 9th place hitter, Millis, on deck. And then James Wood looming after that. A pop-up on the infield. Hauser is just going to stand and watch and let Chapman catch it, which is a good idea.
Great idea. Get out of the way. Let the Platinum Glover make the play.
Smile from Hauser.
I mean, he's been so efficient ever since Patrick Bailey threw out Darren Lyle at third base. He had a 9-pitch third, a 10-pitch fourth, a 15-pitch fifth, and now he's got 5 with 2 outs here in the 6th.
Huge play in this game, really was. Sinker, strike 1 to Millis. Well, Hauser, he still only has the 1 strikeout, but he has definitely found something as this game has gone on. I mean, just way better execution of these sinkers. That one was perfect.
Well, the body language has changed a lot. Is the way he's attacking the zone. The changeup's gotten a lot better as well.
0-2. Millis drives that one down the line, and a fair ball. Lee will play the carom. Millis is going to be into second with a double. Well, just when we were saying he's kind of cruising along, and that was not really, didn't look to be like it was a bad pitch.
It was a changeup that he yanked to the inside part of the plate, and Millis just dropped the head on it. That might be it for Adrian Hauser.
Yeah, we speculated, and it was just speculation, that Borucki was warming up for James Wood specifically, and that's exactly what was happening. So the Giants go into the bullpen. Hauser pitched well in the end. Time for a change. Switch to Comcast Business for all-in connection and protection your small business can rely on. Wood coming up, Borucki coming in. And are back even in this game. They were down 5-1. It's 5-5, bottom 6. And the new pitcher coming in, it's really, considering Ryan Borucki's struggles against right-handers, it's the perfect spot for Ryan. It'll be his 8th appearance of the year. The numbers overall are not great. The numbers against lefties, though, are really good. You got 2 outs, and you got a guy you absolutely know is not going to be lifted for a pinch hitter, so you get the left-on-left matchup.
Exactly right. This is the batter that he needs to get right here. As you saw the numbers below, lefties have struggled. James Wood's actually been pretty good against lefties this year.
Go-ahead run in scoring position. Wood takes strike 1. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Not to make too much of it, but this at bat, this is why Ryan Borucki's on the team.
Without a doubt.
Still not easy against this guy. Wood held up on the slider. This year and always in his career, he has been very tough on left-handed hitters. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
And it's because of that pitch right there. That's a good late breaking slider. And we've seen him get beat on some sliders this year, but they've been to righties, they've been up in the zone. When he can execute that pitch right there down and away to lefties, becomes so much better.
1-2. Went down and away. Wood wouldn't swing at this one. James Wood, what a phenomenal young talent. Another home run. He's homered in each of the first 2 games of this series. He hit a home run on the very first pitch of this game, thrown by Hauser. 2-2. Slider low.
Let's check out the slider. Second strike that he threw. Look at the spin and no dot slider.
It's a huge pitch right here. You got a pinch hitter right-handed on deck. Wood strikes out swinging. Slider got him. And Ryan Borucki does his job. We go to the 7th. Still tied at 5. Wild game in some ways. Giants fell behind 1-0, immediately tied, then fell behind 5-1. 2 in the 3rd, 2 in the 6th on another Ramos home run. It's 5-5. Borucki just got through James Wood, and now top of the order against the reliever Parker, still in the game for the Nationals. 7th inning. And Willy Adames goes after the first pitch. It's a high foul out of play. Strike 1.
It's been almost 2 different games as far as Adrian Hauser is concerned. It was the first 2 innings, and then it was the last 4 innings. And up until he got knocked out of the game with the double by Milas, he'd retired 10 of 11 batters.
That one's in there for a strike. Adames kind of looked like he was he saw it well, didn't pull the trigger, and then maybe second guessed himself. 0-2. That one's low. I'm glad you brought it up, though, about Hauser. He deserves some kudos. In the second inning, if you had said he would get the Giants almost through 6 full innings, it would be like no chance.
No chance. I was thinking maybe 4. I mean, he had 46 pitches after 2 innings. It did not look good.
That one's low. 2-2.
Well, Willie's got him right where he wants him right here with 2 strikes.
Amazing. The Giants have 10 hits in this game. 8 of them have come with 2 strikes. That's a big number. 8 out of 10 hits with 2 strikes. Adames, base hit left field. Just put the count at 0-2 when everybody walks up there.
How about 9 out of what now?
9 out of 11 hits. Wow.
I mean, it's a couple things. One, pitchers making mistakes with 2, but really it's the approach has been really good with 2 strikes. I mean, Willie gets a pitch up in the zone, and he just doesn't miss it. They're executing their swing. They're putting their ace swings on a lot of 2-strike counts.
So now Luis Arraez, left on left. Arraez bunts and drags it, but popped it up, and it's caught. Well, he'll be frustrated by that. It's not a bad idea. Arraez, though, just didn't execute, so that's kind of a free out in the end.
Yeah, I don't mind the idea. We don't see Luis Arraez bunt all that much, but it looked like he tried to take it with him down the line, and if it's not a great bunt and it's on the ground, you accomplish one thing, and that's getting Willie Adames to second base into scoring position, but wasn't able to execute.
Now Chapman in the dirt, and Adames takes off. The throw is late. Adames hangs on for dear life and poses.
Photo op. That was heads up baseball, though, right there. Just seeing that ball scored away from catcher Milas. He's off to the races and easily gets in there, almost overslides the bag, but is able to grab the bag on the way through. Good save right there, Willie. And then pose.
That's great base running. Chapman popped it up, though. Out in front. Abrams underneath. 2 down. So not this time for Chapman, who had a base hit his last time up against this pitcher.
Yeah, I feel like he thinks he missed that one. Breaking ball up in the zone. Almost looked like he went up there looking for that breaking ball just a little bit out front. Ends up getting under it.
Well, I know he's frustrated right now, Rafi Devers, but what a spot here. Tie game, 7th inning. Against the lefty Parker. Right on the outside, 0-1. Sometimes a struggling hitter, sometimes a left on left or right on right matchup can get you right. Big opening on the left side of the infield. Devers hits one to left center field, sinking fast. It's down, base hit. Adames is going to come around and score. Devers puts the Giants ahead 6-5.
Yeah, what was a really frustrating day for Rafael Devers coming into this game. Or in this game with 3 at-bats that just didn't look great. It only takes 1 to really make a difference and get you back on track and make you happy. And another 2-out run from the Giants right there. And like you mentioned, sometimes a good lefty on lefty matchup, getting a good swing off, having something positive happen, maybe that gets Rafael Devers going.
That one had to feel good, and give Adames an assist, not only for the hit, but then the excellent base running on the wild pitch. Here's Casey Schmidt. He takes ball 1.
What you loved about that swing from Devers was he threw a breaking ball first pitch for a strike, and he took it, and he threw the exact same pitch, and it was almost like, I'm selling out the other way. I'm going to keep my front shoulder in. I'm going to drive the ball the other way, and he was able to execute that swing.
The great Willie McCovey used to tell me that. He would say when he wasn't feeling right, he wanted to see a lefty just to almost force him to kind of get into better mechanics. Big swing and miss by Schmidt. And I always thought, well, if Willie McCovey says it, then who am I to dispute that?
Yeah, he had a pretty good track record, I'd say.
It's pretty good. Nice to see Devers with the smile on his face. Way outside with a curveball. Schmidt has an RBI hit in this game. He's 1 for 3.
That's the 4th 2-out run that the Giants got today. We talked about the 2-out hits. How about the 2-strike hits? How about the 2-out runs? Backbreakers.
Schmidt out to right center field, sprinting over his Young, and he'll catch it on the warning track. I think Casey thought he might have had one there, but Young, he's pretty good in center field. Giants, though, jump ahead. Finish off what would be a really, really impressive win. Long way to go still. Back into the bullpen, and it's the left-hander Eric Miller coming in. So Miller, who had the memorable outing on Thursday in Cincinnati.
He sure did. Got his first save of the year. Now he's on for his 8th time.
And this is what the Nationals do. They start using the bench. Curtis Mead against Miller. Strike 1 with a first pitch slider. He finished off his first career save. He greeted personally all the people on the Cincinnati side after the game.
He was a gentleman about it, though.
Well, he didn't leave anybody out, if that's what you mean. You got Mead in the batter's box for Garcia. Then House is on deck waiting to hit for Tenna. Wow. Bailey thought about it. Giants have 1 challenge remaining. And that one might have just missed. That was close. It's that sinker. Pop-up, first base side, foul ground. Devers makes the catch.
Did we see some white right there?
I saw some.
I saw some white.
I was going to kind of let it go just because, oh, no problem. But
Devers is laughing about it.
Yeah, for sure.
He wouldn't have been laughing if that ball's on the grass.
No. So now, yeah, Rafi, who just had one of his biggest hits of the year for the Giants, with another pinch hitter. Bailey will use a mound visit. House, who's got a lot of power, hits for Tenna.
Yeah, these guys are 3rd in the major leagues in pinch hit appearances this year. They really like to empty that bench, and they started off with 8 lefties in the lineup, so their whole bench is right-handed right now. Abrams will not get pinch hit for in either would, but everybody else is candidate.
Fair game. Yeah, you're pinch hitting for your 2-3 hitters right here against Miller. Strike 1 to House. And I'm not saying it's not the right way to do it. That's just the way the Nats are going to do it this year. The Giants rode that to, there's a strike, even though it popped out of the mid of Bailey. A huge number of wins and maybe the greatest team season for pinch hitters in history in 2021. That was the Giants' formula. It didn't matter where in the batting order.
Yep. Try to get the matchup advantage.
0-2. 96 miles an hour. That was the 4-seam. By the way, that was the one I said was so close. He didn't challenge it, Bailey. That was a good decision. It was a ball. Slider spiked. So then at least you save your last challenge.
Yeah, for maybe a situation that matters a little bit more than nobody on.
Nationals have their 2 left. Two. Low. I got into that one for a second, but it was definitely low.
It's a good pitch, though. I mean,
really good.
Even better take by Brady House.
Full count. Got him with the fastball.
That's that sinker right there. I mean, he throws the two types of fastball, the four-seamer, and then the sinker's a new pitch for him, and it is nasty. I know based on our camera angle, we can't really see the lefty movement, especially moving away from a righty, but that has got a lot of late movement at 95. See right there, you see the spin, the reverse spin. We've seen him lock up some righties on fastballs on sinkers inside they thought were way off the plate.
Abrams rolls one foul. Is it possible we're watching Eric Miller walk a little taller out there on the mound right now?
Yeah, he's bowing that chest up. I mean, he's puffing that chest a little bit more now. Just a different type of confidence right now in Eric Miller.
0-1 in the dirt with the slider. As confident as he is, you still got to be careful against this guy, C.J. Abrams. He's got 6 home runs, hitting for a lot of extra base power in the early season. 1-2, 97 with that sinker.
Yeah, and you see the lefties too, they give up on that pitch away because they think it's off the plate away, and then that thing just comes back over and shaves the outside part of the plate. Glove side.
1-2. Just a bit low. I didn't sell that one as much.
I mean, Abrams has had a tremendous year, so you know he's been able to hit both lefties and righties. Doing a lot better against righties, but he's still hitting over 300 against lefties. So he's not an out.
Got him. 98 miles an hour with that sinker. Eric Miller, he's got the confidence flowing. You know who else does? Elliot Ramos. 2 home runs in 2 straight games, and he's coming up in the 8th inning. Six to 5 Giants. They trailed this game at 1.5-1. And a new pitcher coming in for the Nationals, Gus Varland, the right-hander. Fires one that Jung-Hoo Lee, I believe, did not totally think was a strike, but it was.
Gus on for the 8th time, 4.05 ERA. He got a couple saves, 7 strikeouts, and 6 2/3.
Got it by Jung-Hoo. It's 0-2, which has not been easy to do lately. Jung-Hoo Lee, he's got 2 more hits today and a run scored. He's got the batting average up to 264. And in the on-deck circle is Elliot Ramos, who just looks like a different person. Fouled away. Giants sat Ramos down for 2 straight games. Will Brennan started 2 games in a row. And Ramos has been pretty honest. I mean, he said, I was not real happy about that.
Well, then you do something about it, right?
Exactly.
And he has.
Elliott hit the 2-run homer that tied the game in the 6th inning. He also had a double that fueled the rally in the 2nd, where the Giants got their first run. He scored that first run. Lee flips one behind third. Just didn't quite flip it enough. 1 away. This was Ramos' last time up.
Yeah, off the lefty. 0-2 count. Swung at a fastball above the zone, and then Parker comes down below the zone with the breaking ball, and Elliott was right on time. Smacking that chest, screaming to his dugout. Headbutting Willie. Put his team on top. Well, actually, no, that tied the game up.
Then the Giants went ahead on the base hit by Devers last inning. Strike 1 to Ramos here. Now he's freed up so much. Called strike against him. He's laughing with the umpire about it. Ramos lights that one into left field. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yep. Well, you can laugh with the umpire when you know you're seeing the ball as well as he is right now. It doesn't matter. 1 strike, 2 strikes. What, you get the 0-2 home run, down 0-1 right there on a borderline call. Just get a hanging slider and smoke it into left field.
110 off the bat.
Jeez.
Is this game amazing or what?
It really is. I mean,
Here's Gilbert. That's a strike to Drew Gilbert from Gus Varland.
He can turn on a dime.
Two Minnesota guys here going head to head. Varland and his brother Louis, they grew up in Minnesota, so did Drew Gilbert. The North Woods being represented on the big league diamond here.
Battle of Minnesota right here. I think they probably know each other.
Gilbert, helmet came off. We get to peek at the headband. Yeah, he's back with the pickles.
Got the pickle.
He hit a home run yesterday with the pickles.
Yeah, you're not going to ditch the pickle. You got to take an offer before that thing goes anywhere.
He's had an RBI hit here today. That was a big hit. That's the one that scored Ramos back in the second. One out, runner at first in the eighth. Giants ahead by a run. Low. 2-2. Gilbert's at bats against righties right now are really good.
Yeah, I mean, that's. I should say that's not why he's here. I mean, he's here obviously to play center field right now and get the at bats, but mainly against right-handed starters, you're going to see Drew Gilbert in there, and they have been really good. You're going to see a lot of pitches.
He hits one hard on the ground up the middle, base hit. Ramos around second. He's trying for third. The throw will come to second base. Gilbert's got his second hit, and the Giants are set up for an insurance run or more.
And they continue to be good when Drew Gilbert steps in the box. Didn't hit it hard, but stayed up the middle of the field, a pitch up and away. Serves it up the middle, and there's a lot of hits right through there. Just hit hard enough. Abrams was actually playing up the middle, so that was more to the right. Action here in the eighth.
Another two-strike hit. Just kind of amazing how that's been a theme of this game. So here's Bailey. And a chance for Patrick to get a run home. He bunted and bunted it foul. I mean, he's a very good bunter, but he got away with that one there.
Well, if you are bunting, the last pitch you want to try and bunt is a ball that's up in the zone. It's really hard to get a fastball up, down, on the ground. Typically, that's what's going to happen. It's going to be popped up.
Bailey's been good in these situations in his career. He bunts again, and this one will kick foul. Almost actually ran into the umpire trying to get home so fast.
It's kind of a safety squeeze. They call that. You know, you got to see where it's not like you're selling out where Ramos is taking off as the pitch is being thrown. He's going to see where the ball's bunted first and then make his decision on that. Now, with two strikes, Bailey's got some work to do to try to drive the run in from third.
Would you do it again? You've done it twice. 0-2. He takes low. Bailey's 1 for 3 in this game. Trying to find a way to add on to this one-run Giants lead. Matt Gage, left-hander, is up in the Giants bullpen. Bailey strikes out swinging. Well, he gave it 2 tries with the bunt game, and I don't think it was a horrible idea. Just couldn't get it down.
Yeah, and it started with that first attempt, you know, the fastball up. You got to let that one go. That's the hardest ball to bunt, and then you put yourself in a hole with 2 strikes. And even though the Giants have been good today with 2 strikes, it puts you in a tougher position to put the ball in play, especially down 0-2.
So here's Adames. We'll see if Adames can pick up his teammate. Willie has a hit and a run scored. Low, ball 1. And you figure, I mean, this is one of those spots. Arise is the guy on deck. I mean, Adames has a lot more power. In some ways, you know, like a more dangerous hitter, but a walk to load the bases for Arise, I don't think Gus Varland wants that.
No, he doesn't.
Want to know the count. 2-0. There's Gage. Continues to get loose.
And technically you do have a base open, being at second base, and as a pitcher you're looking, okay, who's on deck right now? You know, now down 2-0. What am I going to have to do to this hitter? Am I going to pitch around him still or go at him?
Adames hooks one, foul. He's out in front of the slider.
And I think you're right. I mean, I don't think he wants to face Arraez in a bases loaded situation. So he came at Willie with the strike, but it was not a fastball. He threw a little wrinkle in it, little slider.
There's Arraez. 2 more hits today for Arraez. Giants have 14 hits. High and tight, look out. Man. Thomas ducked out of the way. 3-1.
Nobody warming up down there for the Nats, so Varland's facing Arraez no matter what. Let's see what he does with Willie here. See if he goes at him, gives him something to hit.
Adames got tied up a little there. 3-2. It's a good pitch. Now we got action. 2 down, full count. Gilbert's going to be taken off. Adames will use his timeout. There goes Gilbert. Adames fouls it off. There's that 89-mile-an-hour slider.
Yeah, he's battling.
That's been I think a theme of the game today, Sean, is foul balls. And it sounds weird to say it that way, but fighting off some tough pitches and just living to see something else. Another 3-2. Adames, not this time. Strikes out on that hard slider. So Varland works around the 2 hits. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The lead is still.
It's news and featuring exclusive guests. Listen to the pod or watch it on YouTube. Giants talk only on NBC Sports.
It's the bottom of the 8th. The Giants offense has had another productive game, but the lead is just 1, and another new pitcher. It'll be the left-hander Matt Gage, who is out on the mound to pitch for the Giants against Young, Lyle, and Nunez due up. Gage, who got in the game yesterday, ready to go. And a first pitch strike to Jacob Young.
Well, outside of the solo shot he gave up to James Wood, he had a pretty good outing yesterday. Had a pretty good season, too, in 10 games, 2.16.
Young to center field. Gilbert came in a couple of steps, now just drifts back, 1 away. And now a word from Jack in the Box.
Get my new Smash Jack Sliders Munchie Meal for a chance to win $75,000. Welcome to Jack in the Box.
1 out. Gage retires Young, and I think part of the reason why Matt is the guy who's in here in the 8th inning, this is a show of respect for this guy, Dalen Lyle. He's a good young hitter. 2 more hits today. He goes after this pitch and drives it out to left, but in the ballpark, Ramos circles around it. 2 down.
2 quick outs here in the 8th inning, just what the doctor ordered for Matt Gage, and Lyle with a good approach right there, going the other way, but with the slider, took a little bit of the sting out of the bat, cut it off the end. Good pitch.
So 2 outs for Nunez. Giants will pinch in a little bit on the corners just in case. Strike 1. That slider. Ryan Walker up in the Giants pen. Richard Lovelady is warming up the left-hander in the Nationals bullpen. Actually, the Nats have 2 left-handers warming. Little topper and foul. That one actually, I think, and Nunez, he didn't kick it on purpose, but he was kind of like moving out of the way, and the ball touched his foot. But I think the moment it was sitting there, it was in fair territory.
It was a fair ball until he kicked it. Right there, Bailey looking at it, looking for it, looked up first, looked down, and then boom.
Patrick was
dead ball.
Going to work his way and maybe pick that ball up. 0-2 on the ground. Chapman's got it. Chapman to first in time. Great inning from Matt Gage. 1, 2, 3, and quickly on to the ninth. Well, the sun's starting to set on this beautiful afternoon in Washington, D.C. Saturday in the nation's capital. Giants, who were down 5-1, lead 6-5. Ninth inning, Richard Lovelady, who was in spring training with the Nats. Then the Mets claimed him. Started the year in the regular season with the Mets. They let him go, and now here he is back with the Nationals. We saw him last night. Richard Lovelady against Luis Arraez here in the ninth inning. Giants looking to pad a 6-5 lead.
The Giants were able to get a couple hits and a run off of Lovelady last night. A couple walks sprinkled in.
Arraez, you don't see that from him very often on that slider. 0-2. It was a setup. It was all a setup.
Exactly right. Just wanted to get to a 2-strike count. It's been the theme today. 2-strike knocks.
1-2.
We got a single against him last night. Did Arraez.
Arraez to second. He almost had another 2-strike hit. He hit a sharp liner, but it was caught.
Just never seems to amaze you that the at-bats that he has, just when he looks, he takes a swing. We don't see him make that often. Looks like he's out of an at-bat, and then boom, just smokes a ball. Gets a pitch to hit, hits it hard.
Well, we told you Ryan Walker, he was up in the 8th inning. He continues to get loose, so I think we're going to see Ryan Walker in the 9th. The Nationals have the 8, 9, 1 spots, which of course, when you face the Nationals, that means you got to go through James Wood to get this win. Chapman swings through a sinker. It's 0-2. Fly ball down the right field line. Wood sort of lumbering over, and he caught it. Matt's fan, or a fan, was there and almost stole it away from him.
Looked like a Giant fan.
It might have been a Giants fan.
Trying to intercept it.
You know what?
Looking out for his squad.
I usually don't advocate that kind of thing, but it was.
Yeah, he tried his best. Nice catch by Wood. Good concentration right there.
He's 6'7", and he used his height there to grab that ball away. So now Devers takes ball 1. I talked to James Wood before the game. He's a local kid, grew up here in the D.C. area, and I asked him because he said he went to St. John's High School, big basketball power, and I asked him if he played hoops, and he said he did, and he said he was really good at dunking. That was kind of the list. He just dunked on that Giants fan, sort of. He's a great young man. He's fun to talk to. That's a strike to Devers. 2-1. Huge hit for Rafi in the 7th inning to put the Giants ahead. A 2-out RBI single. On the ground to first. And 1 run is going to have to be enough. Ryan Walker's coming in to try to get the final 3 outs with the Giants. 3 in a row overall. 6-5 is the lead. 8, 9, 1 due up for the Nationals, and the right-hander Ryan Walker in for the Giants bullpen.
Well, he's on for the 9th time this year. Got an ERA at 3.86. He's 1 for 1 in saves and the opportunities. 7 innings. He struck out 8 batters, and he's given up 1 home run. And he's got a chance to close it out today, try to get his 2nd save of the season.
Well, it's always been a strength of Walker. He can be a little erratic with the command, and I'm not saying he's been perfect, but typically he keeps the ball in the ballpark. That's good quality for a late inning reliever, and he's going to be challenged in that regard in this inning because he's got to get through James Wood. Wood is looming as the hitter due 3rd. First Vivas, and then Millis, and then Wood against Walker. Here we go. And Ryan Walker's first pitch just outside with the sinker, ball 1.
Yeah, and right away here you want to find out, where your release point is if you're Ryan Walker. Command that fastball.
That one down the left field line, fair ball, and it's going to go to the wall. Ramos will play the carom and get it back in, but the tying run is in scoring position with nobody out.
Well, he's just trying to get back in the count after going 1-0, tries to throw a good sinker away, and Vivas just goes the other way with it. Good sink, good spot, just up a little bit more, and he probably would have liked it, but got to give Vivas a little bit of credit there. He went with the pitch and shot it down the line for a double, and now you got your work cut out.
Millis stands in, and he drives one out towards right center field. Gilbert will settle under, make the catch, tagging Vivas. Here comes the throw, cut off. Adames relays it, but it's too late. So a good swing there and a productive out. The tying run is 90 feet away.
A productive out, but you're just glad that it stayed in the yard. Obviously your game would have been over, so now you got to make the decision here what you do with James Wood. You don't want to put the go-ahead run on base, but you also don't want him to end the game with one swing of the bat.
Yeah, I would think that an intentional walk is very much in play here. You're right about the downside. An intentional walk means winning run is out there. But you got a guy who can get a ground ball in Ryan Walker. You got a right-handed hitter due up after Wood in Meade. The Nationals already used their pinch hitters against Miller a couple innings ago in this pocket of the lineup. So we'll see. Justin Message turns around.
I mean, you got the switch hitting Kabert, Ruiz on the bench as well if they wanted the lefty matchup.
Well, let's see what Tony Vitello wants to do here. No indication yet of an intentional walk. Runner at third, one out. Wood takes a slider low. You put pressure on your catcher here if you're not going to walk him intentionally, because you know Ryan Walker doesn't want to throw one out over the heart of the plate. Slider, 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, now you can just do the four-finger salute.
And that's what they did.
Put him down there. I kind of like the idea of just putting him on anyway. That way you can get a ground ball here, potentially get out of this inning and win the game, but you also have a better matchup with Walker and Meade.
So Curtis Meade, the Australia native who is a big-time prospect and is trying to find a home in Washington, D.C. First and third, one out. Meade takes a strike. 96-mile-an-hour sinker. The 0-1. Meade on the ground toward third. Chapman charges. He's coming home. The tag out at the plate. What a play by Chapman. It wasn't hit hard enough to turn a double play, so he came home. It was going to be close. It had to be perfect, and Chapman got it there, 2 down.
I mean, when you need Chapman most, that's when he comes through. It's a tough play on the second hop, but then gets it and just throws an absolute strike to Patrick Bailey, and there's no doubt he was going home right here. Look at that throw, and he's got the runner he's got to contend with. It has to be perfect. Man, what a clutch play by Matt Chapman.
Still not out of it. Here's House with 2 on and 2 out. First pitch. That one crackles through at 97 miles an hour, strike one. Can the Giants find a way to get the final out here? Leading 6-5. Walker holding. He throws. And that one's there. Strike two.
Wow, the fastball command this inning has been on point for Ryan Walker. He's just pumping heaters in there. Good sink, hitting corners. See if he can put them away right here.
0-2. Here it comes. A little bloop. And that's going to get down for a hit. And that will tie the game. The throw to third and out at third. So Meade went in standing, thinking the throw was coming home. The Nationals have tied this game at 6 on the 2-out, 2-strike hit by House. Nationals will not challenge, so we're going extra innings. Well, the Giants were 1 strike away from a win. Gilbert made a good play there to at least keep it tied. The Giants and the Nationals tied at 6. Giants used their challenge, and there really is no downside at this point of the game, just to check and make sure that James Wood's foot hit the plate before the out at third. And we'll show it to you here. So the Giants challenged this. House flipped the little bloop into center field. Wood has to touch home before that tag, but you watch it play out in real time. He definitely did. So the run counted. The out was the 3rd out of the inning, and now we got an extra inning game here. Really, you watch that whole sequence back, and I know Ryan Walker is frustrated, and the 9th inning has not been good to him here this year. Going back into last year, he made a pretty good pitch.
I mean, it was a perfect 2-strike. Not perfect, obviously not perfect if the guy gets a base hit, but I mean, the ball was probably 2 inches off the ground. It was a slider, and House just flipped the ball into center field. I mean, there's really sometimes you get unlucky, right? You make your pitch, and they beat it somehow, and it turned into a tying run. But nice play by Drew Gilbert to end the inning. A really strong throw to third base right there to get the base runner Meade to keep it a 6-6 game.
So Devers is the automatic runner. Giants are playing their first extra inning game of the year, and Devers will lead away from second base. Casey Schmidt, the hitter. Lovelady still in. Strike 1 to Casey. And we know how the strategy of this works. When you're the visiting team, is huge priority. You got to at least get your 1 home. Now Schmidt fouls it back, and the count is 0-2. If you get more than 1, well, now you're cooking. But if you don't get the 1, then you give your opponent a chance to try to just manufacture 1 run and win the game.
Yep.
0-2 the count to Schmidt. That one almost hit him.
Ooh, I mean, Casey always kind of dives into the plate. That's why he gets hit so much. But when the ball's up at his head, man, that's scary. Barely got out of the way, just turned away from it.
1-2 to Schmidt. Tie game, 10th inning. Wild game. Schmidt hits a pop-up foul over top the Nationals dugout. Giants were down 5-1. They came back in tie. They went ahead 6-5. Then we go to the bottom of the 9th inning, and the Nationals get a threat going, but 2 outs, 2 strikes, and a hit to tie the game.
Yeah, gave the Giants a little taste of their own medicine. I mean, that's how they've been scoring all game, with 2 strikes and two outs.
Schmidt goes down swinging. Well, that's a big first out. A guy who's one of the Giants' best weapons against left-handers. Schmidt couldn't put it in play.
No, and he looked very confused after that swing, because the intentions were to go to the right side to try to at least get Devers to third base, and he just swung right through it. He seemed a little perplexed, like he almost had a hole in his bat. He thought he was on that.
So now it's Jung-Hoo Lee. On the outside, a sweeper for strike 1. Lee, 2 for 4. Ramos, who's gotten hot in a hurry, is on deck. Devers, that automatic runner, leading away from second. Check swing, and he went around. Oh my goodness, I thought he checked. The helmet came flying off, but I thought he held up. 0-2.
Well, let's see. Did he? Ball up and in, trying to get out. Oh, man. I don't know.
I didn't think that was a swing. 0-2. Way outside. Ramos 3 for 4, a homer, a double, 2 runs batted in. Two and two.
It's a good take right there. Even Jung-Hoo Lee's takes are really good. You know, they're seeing the ball out of the hand early. There's no jumpiness to his swing right now.
Strike 3 call. Two down.
Well, they kept going down with the sweeper and then surprise attack at the top part of the zone with the fastball, and he just clips the top rail.
I thought he might challenge. That was borderline, but it was a strike.
And really, that's the time you would use a challenge if you kind of thought that it was going to be a ball, but wise not to. And they're going to walk Elliott, huh?
I mean, earlier on this road trip, just a few days ago, Ramos was sitting on the bench because he was scuffling so much. Now he's being intentionally walked. Life can move fast.
What a difference a couple days make.
And now the problem for the Giants is, and it's not to say Gilbert's not capable, but Drew Gilbert is having a tough time left on left. He's having a lot of great at-bats against righties. He takes the slider for a strike.
I mean, you do got Encarnacion on your bench here. You know that
for that 2-out 2-strike hit to keep the game going, but instead of House, it's Joey Wiemer who's going to be a pinch runner, more speed. So Wiemer will be the runner. You got C.J. Abrams, who's going to be intentionally walked. And now a right-handed hitter, Jacob Young, who's a very good bunter, comes up, and I would think almost a certainty that the Nationals will use a bunt play here. All they need is one to walk off the Giants.
If they don't bunt here, I think they're doing the Giants a huge favor. Like you said, he's a very good bunt.
He squares and misses. Strike 1.
But Ryan Walker is a difficult guy to bunt. I mean, he's funky with the crossfire. He can't be real comfortable leaning out over that plate.
No, you almost would have to feel like you're sticking your face right into the ball. 0-1 to Young. He squares again and bunts it foul. It's 0-2. So now what?
Well, I'd say try it again.
The thing about the bunt play is if he gets it down successfully, you got Lyle, the left-handed hitter, on deck, and Tony Vitello might walk him intentionally. We'll see. 0-2. The pitch. He hits it foul. He had a good cut there. A little late.
A little late. Maybe sitting slider there. Fighting off the fastball. He had House 0-2 in the last inning and threw a slider down and was able to actually put it in play. Maybe they're sitting slider.
Fouled again. That one came right in on his hands.
Well, you're pitching for the strikeout here, but you're not going to be upset if you get a ground ball double play either. That would be the ideal outcome.
Another 0-2 on the ground. Walker knocks it down, and he's not going to have a play.
Well, that's unfortunate because I think that's a double play if he doesn't knock it down. And I know a pitcher's first reaction is to field the ball. Sometimes you got to know, maybe not, maybe not. Adames was played more towards shortstop than I thought originally.
Well, still nobody out, bases loaded for one of the Nationals' best hitters, Dalen Lyle, who takes a backdoor slider, strike 1. Lyle 2 for 4. Outfield normal depth, infield in. All the pressure on the Giants here. A run wins it for the Nats. 0-1. Lyle swings and misses.
Well, that's back-to-back well-executed pitches from Ryan Walker. It gets ahead with the slider and then throws a perfect two-seamer in on the hands of Lyle.
Can you throw that pitch again?
I'd go back in there.
0-2. That's where Bailey's setting up the pitch. He got it right in on his hands again, and Lyle stays alive.
Yeah, I guess the one thing you worry about going inside there is that little just flip with the infield coming in, the jam shot that gets over the infielders' heads. But I think you got to continue to go there.
0-2. Target set a little differently here. The pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 3.
Well, that was a tremendous sequence right there from Ryan Walker. Slowed him down with the first pitch slider, goes in on the hands twice, and then above the zone, just perfectly executed above the strike zone, and get one out here with still work to do.
You got to get 2 more. Bases loaded, 1 out. Infield still in. Outfield creeps in. Nunez down the left field line, and foul.
Not by much. Off the bat, I was thinking that was a hit. That is the right approach for Nunez. Try to shoot his sinker the other way. I'd like to go back in on him here, like he did Lyle.
0-1. That one popped out of the mitt. Oh my goodness. Bailey couldn't find it. It did not roll very far away. Weimer just hesitated and stayed put.
Squeeze it, Patrick.
Ooh. That
looked like he closed the glove a little too early.
That's scary. 1-1. Slider for a ball. So Nunez has worked ahead of the count. Obviously a walk ends the game. Nunez check swing foul. He went with the sinker.
He's got a good feel for that pitch right now. I would stay right there with that pitch. Don't give him anything out over the plate. All Nunez is trying to do right here is shoot that ball into left field.
2-2. Walker. Well, here we go. He missed with that one, and there's nowhere to put him. 3-2. He throws. Nunez strikes out swinging.
Well,
2 down.
He didn't hit his spot right there. Patrick Bailey wanted that ball inside. Little comebacker, but you see where the glove is? It just tails away enough from Nunez where he wasn't able to get on top of that. Swings under it. And all right, now you're 2 down. 1 guy to go.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. Vivas. He hits one hard on the ground to short. Adames! He'll throw. He didn't get the out at second, but he got the out at first. I don't believe it.
I don't either.
I've never seen that.
Oh my goodness.
And the Giants live to play on. He did not get the out, but he didn't panic, and he made the throw anyway. He sacrificed his body.
Who would have guessed, bases loaded, nobody out, that the Giants were able to get out of that inning. But 2 big strikeouts from Walker. Really stepped up and made pitches when he had to that inning, and then the ground ball to Willy Adames that he made very interesting.
And with Patrick Bailey's spot due up, it's not going to be Patrick. Daniel Susac has a bat. The Giants are going to use him off the bench. I'm sure they'll be getting somebody up in the bullpen after Walker had to dig so deep to get through that 10th inning. So we saw Perez and his numbers. It's Caleb Killian, the guy who is getting ready for the bottom of this 11th inning. We know we'll have one. The Giants this time, they need to score their runner at least. And Mr. Susac, who has converted a JT Snow fan today here at Nationals Park, is going to get his first at bat of the game.
He's going to get it against Perez. We saw his numbers. The ERA hasn't been good. 7.27 ERA, but he's been a lot better as of late. He's worked 4 straight scoreless innings, so he's pitching a lot better than the numbers show.
Susac and then Adames and Arise against Perez. So here we go. The wind is kind of picked up, kind of swirling around. Afternoon turns to evening in Washington, D.C. Susac takes strike 1, curveball to start off the at-bat.
Yeah, and I think this pinch hit right here just goes to show you that they won't be bunting. You're not going to bring Susac in to bunt, but had they left Bailey in the game, they could have tried to bunt.
Good call. Susac's got a nice right field approach at times. He pulls that one to left. Coming in, Lyle for the out. And Susac is retired 1 away. He was out in front.
Well, he got a breaking ball to hit after strike 1 with the curveball. Gets something up in the zone, and it looks like just out in front of it a little bit.
It's not a bad pitch to swing at. I mean, the right swing, and you crush that thing. Here's Adames. Giants frustrating at bats here in extra innings after so many good ones all game. Ball 1 to Adames. And Perez, he's got 96 in the tank there. First extra inning game of the year for the Giants, and it's been a crazy one. Two 2-0. We know that wind is a little different now because all the stuff in our booth is flying around. It's sort of whipped up here. Adames on the ground, hard hit, a diving stop, and Vivas throws him out.
Yeah, good play by Vivas. Going to his left. And then Gilbert had to go back. He had to retreat to second base. See the ball, you think maybe he gets through, but no, good first step by Vivas to his left, and then Gilbert has to get back to second base and then get really easy at first.
Yeah, I mean, it's good base running. You can't make an out on the base pass as that lead runner. He's still in scoring position, and now Arise. He takes a strike. Maybe nobody you'd rather have up there in this spot where you need a hit than Luis Arise.
Absolutely. And the right guy at second base too, guy with speed. So more than likely any ball into the outfield, Drew Gilbert's going to score.
That's strike 2. Good pitch. Arise is going to use his timeout.
I don't know, that might have been below the zone, but
yeah, well, you look at it again. I think that was one where Arise could have challenged it. He did not. 0-2. Arise on the ground toward the hole at short. Abrams fires, got him. So that's 2 extra innings where the Giants have not been able to score their automatic runner. Can they do it again and live to see?
Here's your new pitcher for the Giants is Caleb Killian. He's on for the 10th time this year. He's 0-0 with a 1.13 ERA. 8 innings pitched. He struck out 12 batters, walked 5, giving up a home run, and opposing average of 0.83. He's been really good this year. And we saw him pitch last night through 18 pitches in his 1 inning of work. And he's going to need probably a strikeout in this inning to make so we can go into the 12th.
Yeah, he faces the same challenge that Walker faced in the 10th inning, where that automatic runner cannot cross home plate, otherwise game over. Frustration for the Giants here late in the game after a lot of really good at bats. Giants are 0 for their last 8 with runners in scoring position, and 0 for 6 in the 2 extra innings. Millis, we'll see if he thinks about bunting. He squares, bunts it, third base side, foul.
Well, that would make sense. I mean, they'll probably walk Wood even if they execute this bunt right here. And kind of set up what we already saw a couple innings ago.
See the situation. Pop-up bunt to Chapman. Thank you very much.
These hitters have not been putting on a bunting clinic today, that's for sure. It's more that how not to do it video. Bat head drops, ball goes up in the air, and just an easy pop out to Chapman. And you saw Millis upset right there, frustrated, slammed his bat down, and here we go with the intentional walk to Wood.
Yeah. Now, Killian doesn't have quite the same ground ball tendencies that Ryan Walker would have. But he could use a ground ball here against Curtis Mead. First pitch, a pop-up behind shortstop with the wind gusting. Adames, and they call the infield fly rule, so wind or not, Mead was out when they call the infield fly. 2 down.
Both teams having a tough time getting that runner from second to third.
Now 2 outs. Caleb Killian takes a deep breath. You got Weimer, who came in as the runner for House, who is the pinch hitter for Tenna. This is the 3rd hitter in the 3 spot in the order today for the Nats. All the ball. Now we haven't had extra innings yet this year. You do get an extra challenge when you go to extra innings. One and 0. Curveball low. 2-0.
Well, you don't have to give in, but you don't want to have to face C.J. Abrams on deck. There's a couple guys in this lineup right now you don't want to face. Wood's one of them, and C.J. Abrams is the other one.
There's a strike. Weimer wasn't sure. I mean, again, these are at bats where, and I think it was a perfect pitch, but if you really think so, I think these are the spots to use a challenge. On both sides, 2-1. Killian. Weimer hits a pop-up, out of play.
Well, that was a hack right there.
That pitch caught a lot of the strike zone.
He got a slider to hit. Just fouled it back.
Two and 2. Caleb Killian throws. Fastball outside. Full count.
Well, this is the pitch you want to throw. Pitch you want to throw right here for Caleb Killian is the one pitch you have the most confidence in, and it's probably something spinning.
Runners are going to go with 2 down, 3-2. Weimer foul tip. Actually, he missed it. Susak's got to make the throw, and he does for out number 3. Well, this game's had a little bit of everything, and it doesn't want to end. It just doesn't. Chapman Devers. It's 6-6, and it's the 12th inning now. Crazy game here in Washington, and a fun game, kind of infuriating at times here in the extra innings. Matt Chapman with Arise as the runner at second. The Giants have not scored their automatic runner yet. Chapman fouls the first pitch off from Perez. It's 0-1. So Arise, who's got good speed. The runners in scoring position numbers, they do tend to pile up when you go multiple extra innings. Giants are just 3 for 15 now for the game. And another at bat right away for Chapman, who pulls one into left field, base hit. Arise coming around third. Lyle is going to throw to second. Arise will score, and the Giants have the first run of extra innings.
Well, I was going to say that, hey, just try to get the runner to third base. That's a sign in a positive direction or in the right direction, and Chapman did better than that. He had Luis Arise rounding third base and scoring the first run of extra innings.
You know, it wasn't hit so hard it kind of died on that outfield grass, and it really took away any chance for Lyle to have a play at the plate. So now Chapman aboard for Devers, left on left. Devers, wow, that's the best swing he's taken, I think, in a while. Yep. He was on time on that one.
He was.
I don't want to make too much of one swing, but that was a good fastball at 97 miles an hour left on left, and he was on it. Good take. 1-1.
And leave it to Chapman, man. He's a gamer. You just knew he was going to come through. I think worst case scenario, he was going to move the runner to third base, and then he was rewarded with the base hit.
He had the big hit on Thursday in Cincinnati. He's had a lot of big hits on this road trip. 1-1. Devers a slow chopper. Meade is going to try to get the out at second, and they will. That turned into a pretty good play by Curtis Meade, who's not a real experienced first baseman.
No, it was a very risky play. Turned out to be a real close play at second base, and you don't get that out. And you got nobody out. The runner's on first and second, but yeah, give him some credit. Being aggressive, getting that lead out.
Hard slide by Chapman going in, but couldn't quite get there. So now Casey Schmitt. Strike one to Casey. Casey, and he's going to challenge. And again, I think it's he may not win this, but ABS powered by T-Mobile. Clip the corner.
But they do, don't they have another one? I don't think they were 0 for 2 in the game.
Yeah, they were only 0 for 1. So do you only get your extra one? I guess I should know this. You only get an extra one if you have none?
We haven't had an extra inning game all year.
Schmitt swings and misses, and now he's behind in the count 0-2.
It's the first time we've actually had to know this. I mean, you get one in extra innings, I thought.
Maybe I'm wrong about that. 0-2 the count to Schmitt. Giants have scored a run. They've gone ahead. 1 out. Casey bounces and through. Devers will put the brakes on and scramble to get back. James Wood has a big arm. Rafi Devers. And
what's he upset about? Hopefully he's not hurt.
Hopefully not. He really had to put the brakes on hard. And he'll get up. I think he's all right.
Well, he got a good jump, and he was going. Yeah, he was going to turn second base, and then he got held up, and I'm not sure what he was so upset about.
Yeah. So here's Jung-Hoo Lee. Goes after the first pitch and pops it up behind third. Vivas is under it to make the catch. So Lee, he looks frustrated, gone on one pitch. Devers still kind of doubled over. Now Ramos should get a chance here, although you got the left-handed hitting Drew Gilbert on deck. So we'll see how aggressive the Nationals are pitching to Ramos. They intentionally walked him in the 10th inning, and that worked. 2 on, 2 out. Ramos had a good cut.
Yeah, the swings are aggressive. They're confident. This is the right guy up right now for the Giants.
See if Perez gives him one more pitch to hit. That was a pitch to hit, and he couldn't quite square it up. In the dirt. And Perez kind of stumbled, almost fell over. Two and one. Curveball taken down.
All right, so I got the rule on the challenges.
Okay.
Just if a team has challenges remaining at the start of the 10th inning, they will not get an additional challenge for that inning.
All right. So that's the clarification. You only get the extra one if you're out.
Yep.
Off the inside, 3-1. Well, this would be interesting. Would Tony Vitello, I mean, now you have the lead. You got your best defense out there. Would you consider a pinch hitter for Gilbert? I think he was not considering that. We'll see. Ramos to right field and pretty deep. Wood going back, and he will make the catch in front of the wall. Oh, so close. Ramos made a bid to the opposite field. One is going to have to be enough. We go to the bottom of the 12. 7-6 Giants, bottom 12. Nats will get their automatic runner. The Giants hadn't scored their own in the first 2 extra innings. They finally did here in the 12th. The Nationals have had 2 different chances with a runner placed at second, and they haven't scored to walk the Giants off. Caleb Killian, he pitched the 11th, and now he stays in. Fast runner Weimer at second. In the bottom of the 12th, C.J. Abrams, the hitter. First base is open, and the Giants are going to pitch to him. First pitch, swing to left. Ramos will catch it. Weimer just bluffing. Ramos wheeled and fired it in the neighborhood of third. That was a good play.
It was a really good play, and I was watching Weimer on that play, and he got off the bag, but as soon as Ramos started to go back on that ball, he went back to the bag, but Ramos was able to get behind it enough to where he was able to get a strong throw into third base. And as a runner, that's what you're looking for. If you see the numbers of the outfielder, you go tag up, you got a chance to get the third. Nice job by Elliott getting the ball in.
So now Young with 1 out. Strike one. 96-mile-an-hour fastball from Caleb Killian. Ooh, went right out toward that same spot. 1-1. Slider, though, not a fastball. And it missed just barely. Giants pinching toward the middle. Outfield a little shaded to the opposite field. That one hit to right field. Lee is back. He'll catch. 2 down.
Well, Young's got a couple home runs this year, so he's got a little bit more juice in the bat than we thought he did. At least he had in the past. So you thought maybe when he hit that ball, he got enough to get it over the head of Lee. But nice job by Jung-Hoo Lee getting back on that ball, and big second out of this inning.
And here we go again with the decision to be made. Dalen Lyle, who has 2 hits, 2 for 5, including a double. Had a nice game last night. I mean, he's just a good hitter. Left-handed hitter against the righty Killian. First base is open. If you walk Lyle, that's the winning run on base. Nunez, who is not as good of a hitter, would come up, a switch hitter. So I'm sure that's what they're talking through here.
I don't have a problem putting Lyle on right here. I like the matchup against Nunez a lot better. Being the fact that Nunez isn't a guy that's going to hit for any power either. He's not a guy, he's not a doubles guy, not a home run guy, so probably not going to score the run from first anyway if he gets a knock.
Well, we'll see. At least for now, they're pitching to Lyle. 1 out away from winning this game, and a big curve snaps in for a strike. 0-1. Giants have been here before. In the 9th inning, they were 1 out away. Caleb Killian. The 0-1. And that one is pulled foul.
That's a good swing on a breaking ball right there by Lyle. I know he pulled it foul, but he was on that. That caught a little bit too much plate. Now in a 2-strike count, you got to bury a breaking ball. Or you can go in hard with the fastball to set it up.
0-2. Up and away with a fastball. Maybe a little bit of an overthrow there. Some reach back velocity.
And that really didn't do much to the hitter Lyle. I think you throw it in and you get in off the plate, at least you can get him thinking in there. Get him a little less comfortable.
1-2. Lyle, strike 3 called. And he doesn't challenge. The game is over. The Giants, what a win. That was a roller coaster ride and then some. The Giants make it 3 in a row. The extra inning pitching was just brilliant. Some big hits along the way. A 7-6 12th inning victory.
What a job by Caleb Killian getting the last 6 outs of this game in dramatic fashion. And he really stepped up right there when they needed him most, made some big pitches, and then froze Lyle with strike 3. And what a big win for the Giants, coming back from down early in this game, chipping away, going ahead, extra innings first time this year, ultimately winning this ball game. Great team win.
And maybe a souvenir for Caleb Killian